Fight!
Hello everybody and welcome. I am Ketchup.
And I am Mustard.
You're watching week 4 of the Mortal Kombat X Pro League presented by ESL. And once again, we have a really good week lined up on this EU side of the bracket. We have a whole bunch of returning players. We have a couple of new faces once again.
All right, so just to quickly break it down to you guys watching, what they're playing for each week is $1,000 of prize money. So first place will get $500, 300 to second, and so on. However, the points are the lifeblood of this league. What do they play for points for? The more points you have by the end of the league, the higher chance you have of being sent to the Season 3 finals, where you will play for $200,000.
Now, we're going to pretty much talk about this every week, right? Where it's $200,000 is pretty much Season 1 and Season 2 finals prize pot combined into one. I mean, at this point, there is so much money on the line. And these guys are bringing their A game week after week. And especially going into this week where we have some really fantastic players good to go. We have returning players like Foxy, like Madzin. Some of the notable players actually haven't made it into top 8 this week, which presents a lot of opportunities for newer players to really make a name for themselves.
Absolutely. I mean, as always, we always find ourselves new players each week, returning players, but this is really a crucial week. By the end of today's broadcast, we will be at the halfway point, but that's it, at the end of the broadcast. Right now, Foxy Grandpa's #1, we've got Madzin #2, but Vladdy hasn't made it again for top 8, so his position is looking a little bit up for grabs right now. Some of the like Irish Madness is back again, so it really is a risk as to where you are in the league as to whether you'll be able to make the finals or not.
I think that's probably the interesting point that we're at right now, though, is basically that we're in a situation where the guys that are of #1, the sort of first and second place, they're kind of sitting pretty in a good situation, but the successful players of week 1 and 2 that have kind of not necessarily had the same level of success right now, I mean, there are players that are clawing their way up and are really presenting themselves to be quite dangerous, and they will start to overtake these players if they're not careful. But speaking of returning faces, it's not just the players that are coming back this week. We have the social media correspondent, which is once again the one and only Mo Sassenach.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Like Ketchup said, I am Mo Sassenach, and I will once again be your Twitter correspondent for this evening. So as always, you can follow us on Twitter at ESL Mortal Kombat. And if you want us to see your tweets, you can tweet us using the hashtag #MKXProLeague. We want questions from you tonight. If you've got any questions about the players or the game or just anything in general, tweet them to me and I will quiz the boys on them. Also, we have, again, the raffle this week, but first I'll announce who won last week's raffle. Congratulations to Peter Lemons. You won the MKX Pro Player Kit from last week. We'll have that on the way to you soon. We're giving another one away again this week, and if you want to be within a chance of getting your hands on that, including that lovely Scorpion skin it comes with, you can go to esl.gg/MKXComp and be within a chance of winning it from there.
Wonderful, so thanks very much. That is a really cool little kit. You've got yourself a lanyard, t-shirt, rare Scorpion skin, once again. What are you going to say?
We always joke about how salty I am. I do not have the gold Scorpion skin. Just because it's vital information, I want to let you guys know at home that a lovely fan of ours sent me a gold Scorpion code on our birthday stream. So I finally have that skin.
So we can't mock you for it anymore?
No more.
All right, in news that is actually relevant and important today, we have another Skype interview lined up for you guys. As I'm sure you guys are aware, we've been interviewing players week after week. This week is no exception. We have our first CIS player being interviewed for you guys. It's Stossen, the Jackie Briggs specialist. Are you there, my friend?
Hi there, Stossen. How are you this evening?
Hi to everyone.
Great. So you've become quite a famous Jackie Briggs player.
Oh, that's dangerous.
I know, too much cosplay today. You've become quite a famous Jackie Briggs player in the CIS scene. What was it that you liked so much about her?
Okay, first of all, please excuse my English if I may sound a little bit awkward. I hope you understand what I'm saying.
No worries, man. No worries at all.
Why I started playing as Jackie? At one moment, I was deciding which character to pick. By the way, my first character I played was Casey, but we didn't get on well. So I decided to have a look at Jackie. At first, it was just for fun. I only used machine gun, thinking it was amusing. But then I took a closer look at her, and after she was buffed in June patch, she became quite a nice character to play.
Okay, cool, brilliant. I mean, something I'd quite like to ask you is, so this is your first time making a top 8 in Season 3. It's something I've been meaning to actually ask quite a few players that have made it into the top 8 week by week. What do you personally feel like the ESL Pro League has done for you as a player? On a gameplay level, do you feel like it has made you a stronger player going into the Pro League than, you know, potentially how you were before?
Okay, I understand. I'm so excited to finally be in top 8, and I'm a little bit nervous, but it's obvious. It's not a secret that I was lucky this bracket this week, but who cares? In my opinion, the cooperation of CIS and EU League and the new netcode patch gave me the new opportunities for online practice. So Pro League give me good opportunities to practice and increase my skill and level and gameplay.
That's really good to hear. Thank you very much. Now, just before we let you go, for a couple of days, you've had the option to know who your opponent's going to be. So you will be fighting Boki, the Kung Lao player. Have you prepared for Kung Lao specifically for this? How much matchup knowledge do you feel you have on Kung Lao? And are there any other players in the bracket that you feel that you've really had to prepare for today?
Yes, I practice with Kung Lao for this match, and I think a lot of players are well prepared for the Kung Lao matchup. However, in my opinion, it's more important to know the opponent style and his gameplay. But
Definitely.
the matchup knowledge is absolutely you need it. Yes, you need it. And if I win the first game, I will probably be playing with Madzen. I'm sorry, Mantis, nothing personal. He play for a few characters, and I know these characters quite a little bit. So yes, I'm ready. And
Okay,
Madzen,
brilliant.
are you ready?
Sorry, my friend. Thank you very much for that. Obviously, we will see you later on throughout the night. Best of luck. Thank you for taking your time out to give us this chat. And we will be seeing you soon, no doubt. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Bye.
Now, I believe
Yes.
that takes us on to today's bracket, where we have a lot of powerhouse players from around Europe and internationally. Obviously, Foxy Grandpa is here as always, along with Madsen. But then we have Arzu, the katana specialist from CIS. Mr. Aquari makes it once again. Asadamazi manages to make his way through, which I believe you might see some alien play. So possibly the first KP2 character we've seen of the EU Pro League. Madsen and Irish Mantis, another match we're really looking forward to. We haven't seen these guys fight before, so that will be very interesting. And of course, Boki versus Stossen, which we just touched on just now.
Now, the thing is about this is kind of like the return of Arzu this week. Arzu with a very, very, very strong showing during week 1. Very, very strong, basically a katana loyalist. This guy's been using katana non-stop. We've only seen him use, he has made the switch to Cassie in the past, but very, very kind of, I guess you could say, in a niche situation. It's pretty much always been katana. So this matchup's going to be extremely interesting. Mr. Aquari coming back with Sonya. He's been rocking Sonya for pretty much an entire year. Asadamazi, a long-time Johnny Cage player, but very recently has made the switch to Alien. So this is going to be quite interesting to kind of see how this character pans out, especially seeing as Alien is a rather new character, you know, so making the transitions from a long-time Cage main to Alien, I mean, this could go either way for him. But then we have players like Irish Mantis. Fun fact, Irish Mantis has never fought Madsen before, but has always wanted to. So he's finally getting the chance to fight Madsen after all this time, and a fantastic setting to do it. Stossen versus Boki, I think is going to be a really interesting match, because Stossen, long-time Jackie main, very famous among the CIS community for pretty much having the best Jackie in the CIS, and Boki with a very, very unique style of Lao, for
Now,
sure.
the thing is, I was researching some of the players we hadn't seen before, namely Asadamazi and Boki, and Stossen. I actually found that Stossen uploaded quite a large amount of his qualifying ESL matches. So the fact that this player has documented his journey up until this point, we get to see how he's improved as a player and where he's at now. And he mains full auto Jackie. That is definitely his sort of bread and butter, and he does seem to go to shotgun when it's necessary. But this full auto is dangerous.
Well,
like, I've
been speaking to him actually. I was because I'm just genuinely quite curious about Jackie Briggs, because she's always been a character that's intrigued me. But I haven't really had the chance to play her too much or really see much of her. So the fact that as of very recently, you know, we have players like, you know, Young Monster, players like Stossen coming out, and, you know, these other long-time Jackie players. I mean, Sonic Fox bringing out Shotgun and just surprising everyone. It's a character that's very, very interesting, but we don't really see a whole lot of. So I was speaking to him about saying, is it just full auto, or do you use any other character? So he kind of pretty much will main full auto, and in specific matchups will go Shotgun shotgun, but pretty much never high-tech. I don't think high-tech's a variation we really ever see competitively.
Well, we saw it last week, but again, that's the beauty of the variation system, right? Just because you play the same character as someone else doesn't necessarily mean you play the same variations, or even if you play them the same style. Because one thing Stozen does that we didn't see, well, I say that we don't see, but one thing Stozen does that I did point out was he doesn't use stamina on any of his combos if he doesn't need to. And we see a lot of people go for run cancels. Stozen really doesn't seem to agree with that use. He really saves his stamina to go in. However, that will be the 4th match of the day. So let's talk a bit about Foxy, Grandpa, and Arzu. This is a matchup that has the potential to, I mean, it's hard to say because Katana is a character that we see in CIS all the time, but Europe has never really had a Katana of that level. So how is that going to go? Does Foxy have a matchup knowledge? But he plays Melina.
Now, that's kind of what I was about to touch upon. So we don't really see, and very rarely see, the Katana versus Melina matchup. I know it's almost as old school as Scorpion versus Sub-Zero from sort of like a fan's perspective, but competitively, we just don't see Katana and Melina face off very often, if at all. Now, I hear from quite a few players that they believe that Katana doesn't really do very well versus Melina. I think it's just, as a general tool set, you've got Katana based around keep away, fan zoning, full screen options, and lack of a really fast good mid, like Melina would have, for example. So on paper, you would think Melina could win this matchup, because it's Melina's neutral and her general tool set across all variations might do quite a comfortable job of just dealing with what Katana wants to do gameplay-wise.
Now, something I really want to point out here, we can see Foxy and Arzu, the point difference is huge. We have Foxy Grandpa, #1 seed right now, 225 points from his 2 wins, and his minimum 25 from today. Arzu is sitting at 85. Now, it is infinitely more important for Arzu to win this match than Foxy Grandpa. At this point, it's going to be tough to knock Foxy off that #1 spot. However, we have so many players kind of dancing between that 50 to 100 point margin that any point you can get now is going to do you a massive favor moving into the late weeks, because we're at week 4 and it's a complete toss-up. Like, especially for the EU League, we haven't been in this situation too much. Normally by now, we know exactly kind of who has the highest chance of making it, but it's completely different for Season 3.
Okay, so we are going to see the tried and tested matchup as always. It's going to be Foxy rocking that piercing Melina, Arzu going in for that Royal Storm Katana, and this is kind of the matchup I was expecting, really.
Yeah, I mean, it's piercing main versus Katana, Royal Storm. There's definitely, it's main versus main at this point, especially considering Arzu. Like, we've seen a lot of Katanas from CIS. Obviously, Sakron plays it as well, but Arzu really sticks this as like his primary bread and butter.
Okay, so first hit bonus is going to be very, very important here. He's going to go straight in. That's going to be a full combo there from Arzu. Big time damage right there. And he's going to bag the first hit, robbing that first bar of meter from Melina. Very, very, very important right there.
Goes to the meter burn fan, gets the plus frames. Oh wow, Arzu pressing buttons in between. That's a very cheeky thing you see sort of Melina players tend to go for. It really forces a block, so you tend to see the throws. But now he's finished the string twice now. Foxy may be trying to condition Arzu right here. And there we go. That's the 3rd time he goes for it.
It's a game pretty much making you feel like you're stuck on a grid, and that's Foxy being very patient, not going to get the punish. Not entirely sure if that is punishable. That's going to be a nice air fan, catching that good break from Foxy. This is Melina, always going to have a breaker on deck. Oh, nice conversion right there. Nice conversion.
As they wake up, oh, forces the 50-50, and Arzu is going to guess wrong on that. Oh, wonderful, absolutely wonderful anti-air combo from Foxy Grandpa. It's going to take it.
Actually going to be death. I mean, you don't expect Melina to hit you there, because I mean, normally the go-to anti-air is bull roll, right? You know, you see the jump, go straight in for bull roll, and it's going to be respectable damage. But seeing as Foxy has started to kind of refine the back 1 anti-air, I mean, it's a very, very, very simple combo, but bags a deceivingly high amount of damage. And once again, sticking Arzu on this grid, making feel like he can't move. Nice trip guard on the back 1-2 roll.
There's a trade, not really going to do too much right now. Foxy's still sitting at a life lead. Now, I'm kind of seeing what we heard about this matchup originally. Oh, wow, there's another 50-50. Arzu can guess wrong once again. Foxy Grandpa, oh, wow, drops the combo ender, but not too bad at this point.
I think Foxy really has no reason to kind of overcommit in that situation. All right, Royal Storm going to get a nice conversion, good damage, but once again, here's the problem with ending your combos in that next slice, is that he's ending in a situation where Foxy would probably rather be at. I think if Melina's going to get hit by a combo, she'd rather be in that full screen situation.
Unfortunately, Arzu does whiff it, and no, he's going to get tagged by just the mid-string, and Foxy's going to drop again, but it doesn't really matter. Super dominant game 1 for Foxy Grandpa.
It's definitely not been about combo damage in this situation. It's definitely been a lot more about just sort of consistently shutting Arzu down, which is the kind of matchup thing that we talked about before, right? Where we think, as a base, I mean, low side to go under fans, Psy in general recovering so quickly, so a trade is unlikely. Telekick, roll, just no reason for Melina to overcommit. Kitana has to get in against Melina. You can't zone. It's one of the strengths of Melina as a character is that you really can't zone her out.
I mean, it differs really, because Mortal Kombat X isn't exactly a game known for its powerful zoners, but Melina just does a much better job than most at just completely taking that away in general. Like, more so than most characters. Especially, I mean, if you think, if you've got a teleport, you can probably counter zone, but Melina does it to such terrifying extent that she can catch you jumping, she can catch air projectiles, and because she tracks you, it's quite hard to deal with on reaction.
Oh, and there we go. There's that hit confirmed. Back 1-2 roll. Here comes Foxy once again doing good damage. And once again, both characters actually, when they end their combos, it doesn't really matter what the character is, but they end in the situation in which Melina would much rather be at. That jump distance, which she controls so dominantly. Every hit on either end is just working out for Foxy.
Does manage to catch Arzu's jump back. Oh, goes another again. We're seeing a lot of jumps from Arzu, and I'm really not sure if I agree with it.
The thing is, I know Kitana kind of has the hover, but I don't know how, again, that's right there. I was about to say, I don't know how well that's really going to help her. Arzu just jumping all over the place at the moment.
I mean, he's taken a lot of life on it, pressing the other round, gets a massive full combo this time. I mean, to be fair, that's it. If you jump so much, it really challenges your opponent to anti you every time. And if you do mistime it, that's it. 33% just because Foxy messed up that one time and doesn't. Fuzzy. And Arzu, well, no, Foxy's going to break himself in the round. And that was ready. Arzu was ready to bait that. Foxy gets a little bit too ahead of himself right there.
Not really sure why he got tagged by the low of that string. Maybe he thought he was going to try and stagger it. That's a full combo punish. Normally relatively safe from further away, but Melina's back 1-2 is going to chew that up massively. There you go. Good patience from Arzu, but unfortunately, patience is going to get you grabbed. Oh, gets a clean jump back. Very fortunate. That was almost a back one anti-air right there, but it is going to pay out for Arzu.
Give himself a nice opportunity to even the life up here. 33%. Not quite gets himself a life lead, but does force a little bit of block, a little bit of meter build.
Oh, catches the down one. Very rare footage of Foxy going for a down 2, but it is going to work. Another jump from Arzu, but it is going to work. Foxy tries to convert the anti-air. Oh.
That's it. Oh no, but he finally gets another jump and it doesn't confirm. I mean, if you're jumping as often as Arzu is, you have to be ready for it to work. If you're that committed to it.
Oh my days, very risky. And he's going to catch the anti-air. Foxy not committing into the side though. I mean, this entire set's been a bit, I guess ropey is the word we use. A lot of dropped combos, a lot of dropped conversions, but I mean, I think as a base, the matchup has just been commanded by Melina. Nice hit confirm into the back 1-2 right there.
Well, the thing is, we're seeing Arzu get hit by just a lot of straight-up mids. And I don't think it's because he's pressing the buttons. He's just not blocking in situations where he needs to block. I understand it's difficult, because obviously once you've told Melina you're going to start blocking back 1-2, it does open up the option of just having to play her game. But at the same time, stuff like that, you just have to block it. Arzu forced to break because he just didn't block the mid.
Once again, though, we're talking about Melina making you feel like you're stuck on a grid. Arzu trying to fight back, and that's going to be a clean anti-air, and that's going to be big damage. Foxy probably tries to jump kick, telekick that.
Probably just tried to jump kick X-Ray and didn't get it, but at this point, Arzu's got a mountain to climb to, and it drops the combo. Arzu not playing his normal self right now, and that's going to be a clean game to the Foxy Grandpa.
You can definitely tell why Foxy didn't use Breaker there. He's like, well, I've got full health. I can pretty much just use this bar of meter to kill you, so I'm just going to do that. He's going to stand up, meter burn, bull roll for the chip, or telekick into X-ray for the chip as well. I mean, that was quite a creative opportunity where Melina, if you're chippable away from life and she's on full bar, it's very, very difficult to actually take that win away from her for sure.
Now, this is something I want to ask, because I'm not sure exactly myself, but has Foxy lost a match in top 8 yet? Has Foxy ever? No, he did. Last Grand Finals, Madzin.
Madzin was the one. Of course it was. Madzin was the one that kind of broke that consecutive win rate right there. But I mean, Foxy looking very dominant as always. I mean, it's that change to Melina, which it's a character that not a lot of people were actually used to fighting at high level. And then you have this variation like Piercing, which just has a lot of unique tools.
Arzu starts game 3 with the jump in. I really don't think that's going to work for him. I'm not quite sure. And again, Arzu just not playing patient. It seems that Arzu wants to finish this as soon as possible, even though that is what's losing him the set.
He seems a little bit unsure. I mean, I'm not sure.
I mean, Foxy manages to miss an anti-cross-up, which is going to give him a full jump in, but Foxy ready to break, as always.
Good patience, gets the environment interaction, but once again, there's the trip guard, and that is Melina in the corner. Big damage drop there, drops it again, but doesn't even matter. Even when Melina drops the combo, if you're not ready for her to drop it and you don't tech roll, that does give her a really good opportunity, and that should have been anti-air, but Foxy going to wait for the hover, and he's going to sit there, wait for his moment, just like that. Match point, a very, very dominating 3-0.
But think of it this way, you get yourself a 30% meterless combo and straight into a throw because you dropped it, but they stood up quickly. That's still 42%. That's still like practically half someone's life bar. It's really decent damage. Oh wow, and ready for the reflect. Low size on reaction to get under that.
Doesn't quite, goes in for the 50-50. Arzu had to break that. That would have been big damage, and also repositioning, giving Arzu no screen space to work with.
Well, this is the kind of thing Arzu needs. If he's jumping as much as he is, he's now jumping in with kicks to really challenge the anti-air attempt. He's doing it a little late, but the fact that he's made that adjustment is really big. Float's gonna get eaten up. Arzu is just giving himself away at this point.
That was a big conversion as well. Foxy Grandpa recognizing Arzu was right near the corner. Dangerous time to be at. Oh, tries to convert off the side. That would have been clean right there. Oh no, punish attempt.
Oh my god, no, but I think Arzu figured he was too far away to punish and go for the throw, but Foxy takes it. Cannot throw this man in a tournament setting.
There's that 6 frame down one. That's going to be a conversion. Foxy has to break. Still thinks he can win the round. Oh no. Oh no, just like that. And that is going to be a brutality finish. Foxy with a very convincing 3-0. And I mean, let's be serious, that matchup did not look particularly fun to play.
I mean, that's it. I mean, we speculated in our predictions video. A lot of fans let us know what the sort of general opinion is on the matchup. Like I said before, it's not something we've seen played too often at a high level. But thanks to all of you guys that sent us comments on how that matchup went, because that really sort of helped us shape what to really expect there. And unfortunately for Arzu, it played out basically exactly the way we were told it would. But remember, guys, hashtag MKX Pro League if you want to get us comments, questions, anything like that we see on the sets. Make sure you're sending them in and we can talk about them live.
I mean, unfortunately, it just kind of looked a little bit tough for Arzu right there. He was trying to get something going. He was really trying to get something going, but unfortunately, not really working out. The matchup did look kind of tricky. I'm not really sure what kind of numbers. Some people said 6-4, some people said 7-3. Basically, it kind of differed from difficult to extremely difficult. A matchup that we hadn't seen to particularly that much, really. Good congratulations, though, for Arzu for making it into top 8. I'm sure we'll see him again. This guy was very, very dominant in Season 2 of the CIS Pro League, giving us some very, very good Katana gameplay. But the question is, what match do we have up next?
I believe we have Asadamazi versus Mr. Aquari. Now, this is cool, because Asadamazi has been a very powerful player for a while. Usually known for Johnny Cage online. I know he's played a bunch of characters through the time, but now has made the switch to Alien. Now, I don't know if Alien is going to be his first pick in the set. It's a very, very powerful character, but just quickly, we will show you guys some replays on the last match as well while we quickly talk about this. But we have Alien. So we might see Alien for the first time, and I'm looking forward to it. It's the first time I've seen Kombat Pack 2 on the EU, and I do expect good things, because we are seeing Sonic Fox do loads of damage with Alien. We've got Dragon as well doing damage with Alien, so it's a character I've been looking forward to seeing, but he's got to fight Mr. Aquari, who is a stressful Sonya to fight against.
Well, it kind of depends, really, because in the Pro League, as we can see right here, it's just a mixture of it's CIS versus EU, right? That's pretty much all it ever comes down to. But there are players here that are ready to confirm, ready to play. And Asadamazi, I think, we didn't see him a whole lot. I do believe this isn't actually the first time he's made top 8. I remember reading out the name of Asadamazi during previous seasons, at least once. And this guy did used to play Johnny Cage. Now, the thing is, in our recent predictions video, where we went over kind of how we think each first round might go, Asadamazi actually personally commented on that video with, hey, I'm not really sure if I'm going to use Alien or Cage. I don't know which I'm going to go with. I'm sure by now he's made a decision. I'm sure he's decided what character he's going to play at the moment, but I believe it's still actually a toss-up at whether he's going to use Johnny Cage or Alien. Now, the question is, in this matchup, would you rather go for Cage or Alien? Because let's not forget the variation he plays is acidic. Notoriously difficult to jump in on is acidic.
But that's what I think is going to make the biggest difference really here in the setups. Because Mr. Aquari, he plays Sonya Blade and has done since day one. We don't know what variation he's going to pull out. He does play all 3 of them and has played all 3 at some point in the Pro League. We know he did play Sacron last week, but unfortunately we couldn't actually watch that match. So I'm not sure how he's playing lately. I've not seen any up-to-date footage of him, but the fact that he's made multiple top 8s is telling me that he's showing himself to be quite a strong player once again. Obviously, we saw him a lot in Season 1, basically never at all in Season 2, but Season 3, he's managed to make top 8 twice. So I'm excited. I'm really excited. However, do we have any lovely comments from Twitter on the first set?
We do indeed, but just before I go into that, I'll remind you all how to enter the raffle again. So we've got another MKX Pro Player kit up for grabs this week with that lovely Scorpion skin in it that everybody wants. You can go to esl.gg/MKXcomp to register for that there. But in answer to questions for you guys, Andrew Elkins has asked, can someone please explain to me what fuzzy guarding is?
This is actually quite quite a specific thing. We're going to cover this probably quite frequently, I think. But fuzzy guarding is basically blocking 2 mix-ups at once. There are certain attacks in the game and certain strings that can basically be blocked both ways. And what I mean by that is there are certain attacks that can go either into an overhead or a low, be it a string that can go for an overhead or low option, or can be cancelled into a special or something. It basically means that one way of blocking can be reacted to, and the other one can't. So if you're fuzzy guarding something which can be fuzzy guarded, you will block in the direction that can't be reacted to first, and then when you see the version you can react to, you then change how you block accordingly. So for example, Sub-Zero in Cryomancer, he's got that very slow overhead, the hammer, or he's got the slide. The slide starts up way faster than the hammer does. So if he's going to try and go for either the overhead and low mix-up of a string into slide or overhead hammer, you would block low first, and then the second you see the hammer, stand up, because that's the version that he's gone for. So fuzzy guarding is blocking 2 directions at once because one version can't be reacted to, and then you react to the other direction accordingly.
Or basically just making yourself as ready as possible for both of them, because they're both an option in the situation. Do we have anything else?
Yep, King of Seatown has asked K&M, what is your opinion on characters considered low tier in the MK community?
I think if you're going to play a low-tier character, you have to, at the very least, cover the matchups that make them low-tier. So, for example, we see Madzin as a prime example. Madzin plays Sub-Zero and Kotal Khan. Sub-Zero is a phenomenal character by his own merits, because the Grandmaster, if your opponent doesn't have an answer for the clone, they are in trouble in that matchup, and they have got to respect your game a lot more than you've got to respect theirs. However, Grandmaster Sub-Zero has some really bad matchups, like Alien isn't that good, Devourer isn't that good. And if you can nullify the clone, it's going to be a bad matchup for you. So as a player of that character, it's advisable for you to play another character that can cover those bad matchups. So if your character is considered low tier, it depends what you're playing for. If you're playing competitively or if you're playing for money, then it's probably best to cover all grounds, but it's all about having fun. If you're having fun with your character, it doesn't really matter. But if you're playing to win, you want to make sure that if you're maining a low tier character, that you have options to cover in a serious setting what is going to give you problems.
Speaking of serious setting, we have our second game good to go, which is going to be Mr. Aquari versus Asdamazi. So the question is, once again, is it going to be Alien or Johnny Cage? I think if I were in his shoes, I would go for Alien, because I would rather take Acidic versus Sonya than Johnny Cage. Not that Johnny Cage loses to Sonya in any way at all, but Acidic just has a very, very good general tool set that can stop with Sonya. I mean, she wants to jump around, right? She has a very floaty jump. Dive kick is a notoriously difficult to deal with way in for some characters, but Alien doesn't really have that problem. Also, the range that Alien has will also mean that you can punish dive kick. But also, speaking of punishing dive kick, that might be one of the reasons Asdamazi is looking to maybe pick Cage, because I think both these characters can punish dive kick, right?
I know you said he's probably thought up what character he's going to play. It looks like he still can't decide.
Up until the very end. Are we going to see? I mean, he looks a little bit, yeah,
but no,
there's Alien.
The thing is that, to me, that shows a lack of preparation. If you play 2 characters, you've had days to know you're fighting a player who makes a certain character. Could have been a mind game.
Could have been trying to get Aquari to prepare for Cage.
It could have been, but you've had days to prepare. You should know, right, game 1, I'm going this character. And if that doesn't go right, I'll swap. Or if it goes well, they've made the right choice. The fact that he's still hesitant in character select now, days after knowing he's going to fight Aquari, who's gone demo Sonya, which is something we see caused a huge amount of problems right now. I'm not sure. Hopefully Asdamazi's ready, but I guess we have to wait and see.
We haven't seen Aquari try to detonate the grenade, does it slightly too late, letting Asdamazi run straight in. And here comes the acidic zoning. This is exactly...
No. I like this. She has to reload grenades. That reaches far enough. She's going to have to get... If Aquari doesn't get himself a knockdown, he's not getting grenades back. And it's almost like when we saw Sonya versus Melina in Harry Nightmare versus Foxy. If you have tools to stop her reloading... Oh no, drops his first combo. That's going to be huge because Aquari is not going to drop his, hopefully.
Nice conversion there from Aquari. That's going to go in for a reload once again. He is going to get the reload on hit. He's going to wait in for the potential reversal. Isn't going to go for it. And is he going to break? He is going to opt to keep him in the corner. Nice grenade. That could potentially be round 1 for Mr. Aquari.
That is good definitely round 1. Aquari's execution looking on point right now. Hasn't got access to grenades. I don't think he'll get in the neutral. If he does, Asdamazi's probably not paying that much attention. Gets a clean jump in. Going to turn this into grenades. Absolutely.
I like that confirm as well, recognizing that he's in the corner. So he goes for the launching string for more damage. Asdamazi spending his only bar of meter on the reversal. It is going to do good damage, but he finds himself with no bar to do anything at the moment.
Oh, down 4 into the low tail wipe.
He's probably going to go for some kind of reload, I think. That's a knockdown straight into reload, and he's going to be suffering the acidic chip damage, but he's going to get a good conversion again.
Oh,
big
wow.
damage. Nice meterband grab, gets the 50-50. Oh no!
Now, Astamazi had 2 bars to make that work. Oh, gets that counter poke, gonna get her in the corner. Go for the restand? Yes, he is.
Oh, he
goes
jumps
for it.
straight out! That's one of the adjustments, I do believe. And he's going to wait very patiently. Good patience from Mr. Aquari, and he is going to go straight in for the brutality.
Now,
I've never seen that done to Alien before. That looks... Whoa! Look at that tail!
doesn't know what to do. Now, the thing about that is, a throw was the obvious thing in that situation. You get the restand, a throw would have killed there. You've got the acid stacks ticking away. Throw does massive damage when you've got that amount of acid stacks after a corner combo. But Aquari read it, and he jumped out. That was like, you are going to throw here, so I'm going to jump. But the thing is, he went for the low, which you can jump out of as well. I'm not sure. I mean, I'm not sure how guaranteed anything is off of that acid restand. We just know what people are likely to do based on what we've seen them do.
So Astamazi going back to the old faithful in A-list Johnny Cage. Now, the thing is, we haven't actually seen a single dive kick from Aquari. So he's playing a much stronger grounded game, which is one of the reasons he's gone Demolition. His general neutral grounded game was stronger than I think I've really ever seen it before. It was he used to be very jump heavy, very dive kick heavy, but making the switch to Demolition, playing a grounded game, making him more dangerous right there, trying to go in to potentially catch it, gets to be the reversal. That is going to be straight into more plus frames on there, but
now,
good patience.
Aquari, he seems to... What you say about the dive kick? He's going to get his first dive kick going to be punished. Astamazi with wonderful... Oh no! He drops it. That is a heartbreaker, but manages to return with an armored launcher. Yes, the corner reposition going to get him some chip damage here. Tries to stagger it.
That used to hit everyone back in the day. Standing one into overhead
as well.
Oh, good block. Tries to reload, but he is going to get the meat by nut punch. That's actually almost a good trade for Aquari, because he now has Astamazi in the corner, and there's the plus frames go straight in. What comes next?
Oh, wow, that Anya was great. It's a shame we didn't get the confirm, because that is going to cost him the round. Now,
that was a strange hitbox, though. I'm not sure if he was actually ready for it to catch from that far away.
Now, one thing we've seen from Aquari is he's doing a lot of instant jump ones on prediction. He's playing 2 steps ahead right now, trying to really establish like a lot of momentum straight up. Oh, he's going to catch pressing buttons, but Astamazi drops again. We need to see much less drops than we're seeing right now. It's costing him dearly.
I definitely think there are way too many combo drops from Astamazi right now. He's going in, tries to get the jump in. No anti-cross up attempt, so he is going to opt to just take the jump in. But again, Aquari probably wasn't ready, but he's going to get a nice conversion. Meteor burn, goes straight in. What a setup from Aquari. Good damage into a reload.
Does himself 19%, guarantees himself on the reload. That's going to be the game. Well, the round at least. Oh, we're going to drop it again. What is with these drops?
That could be a very costly combo drop. Astamazi's still in. That combo might do it. Is he going to build breaker? He is indeed. Has to break. Can't reload. He has 1 grenade left. Almost jumps straight into it, but doesn't detonate it in time. But Aquari is going to take that second round. If he got hit by that red Johnny Fireball, that would have been a dangerous situation to be in.
Now, this is one thing. The breaker change to losing both players losing stamina after a breaker. A-list needs stamina, not only just to get in, but to establish this game that we're seeing him do. So the fact that you should, in theory, have a lot of momentum on A-list after a breaker, but he has Aquari cornered right now. This is not good for him. He hasn't got a breaker either. How much this is going to hold? He's not fuzzing that at all. I think Aquari is just expecting the overhead way too much, and that's going to be the game. No, lets him break. He could have gone straight into a nut punch, into a restand to guarantee some chip, but Aquari is going to go for it and take first game to Astamazi. 1-1 now.
I've actually noticed quite a popular pattern. When Astamazi drops his combo and it leaves the opponent restanding, he pretty much does armor immediately. It's like, he drops the combo, and he thinks, what, the opponent's going to press the button now, because I've dropped it. And he always goes straight into me by nut punch. That is definitely not the first time in that single game he went for that option. I think that was definitely, though, not a variation thing. I think Aquari just, to be honest, I think Aquari just didn't play tight enough. I mean, that was the round, and he dropped the combo, so it was not necessarily a variation-specific thing. I would definitely go back for Demolition for this, for another run back.
Well, the thing is, we don't see too many combo drops usually by now. Early in the league, yes, there's a lot of nerves going around, especially new players, but players we see returning often, we're going to need to see some tighter execution, because you're playing for 200k now. Every single combo drop could cost you dilly. Now, I like the use of the meter burn on prediction of it's going to hit, so he's going to get that meter straight back, give himself a life lead. That's a nice combo right there, going to get himself 20% restanding, guaranteed chip damage. Aquari's going to get hit by the nut punch.
Astamazi definitely seems a lot more comfortable rocking Johnny Cage and Alien right now, but you can tell that this was his original character. You know, he's played Johnny Cage this whole time. That's a conversion that is going to be into a safe reload and back into this neutral state. Gets the clean jump in. Aquari ready for the dive kick. This is going to be big damage. And that's going to be knocking him back into a reload once again. 40% damage. Nice trade. I mean, the question is, whose favor was it? Nice reversal again. Astamazi with 1 bar of meter. Tries to go for a wake up. Do not agree with that decision, but is he going to make it count? He has him in the corner. Ooh,
now,
nice combo there from Aquari.
Wake up force ball was such a big mistake.
Uh-oh.
It cost him dearly. It lost him the opportunity to break. It completely missed, and it did make him eat a full combo. And right there, it's going to get scouted out again. Aquarius going to come up from this. That was actually really nice.
Goes
2
for
bars.
meter bird. Oh, he spent all of it on the sequence, but it is going to work out. Aquari goes for the knockdown. Finally going to get the reload, and he's not going to get the reverse right there. Gets the overhead. That's going to be a clean game number 3.
That was quite possibly one of the tidiest rounds I've ever seen from Aquari. Just the meter burn grenade tech, the mind games, the restand. That was just straight up high quality MKX.
This is, I will be honest, when it comes to tech and setup, this is an element of Aquari that we really hadn't seen before. During season 1, this guy was quite dangerous, but it was very kind of basic cover op Sonya. I don't mean that to sound bad in any way, but it was effective because it got him points. However, in season 2, I felt like he really needed time to kind of refine his play because, I mean, the game had evolved since then, but with the improved netcode of Season 3, these higher execution variations allow you to really shine, and this setup-heavy demolition Sonya Mr. Aquari is something we hadn't seen up until now.
I'm impressed. I'm not gonna lie. I'm very impressed with Aquari right now. Season 1, he had some moments of greatness, but a lot of ropiness. He was quite a new competitor. Season 2, we didn't see much of him at all. But Season 3, I mean, he is making a difference in this league right now, especially with this high quality demo Sonya. Now the character's been fleshed out a lot since then, but Aquari is putting everything to use.
He's going to have to sacrifice the damage there just to get the safe reload. Ooh, gets tagged by the overhead. I mean, let's not forget, Azumazzi is still in this. Ooh, tries to whip punish, doesn't get it. Good block on the overhead. Delay, and he gets an even longer delay on the meter burn nut punch.
That was a nice corner repositioning as well. Gets the down 4 and hit again. Oh, catches the jumping.
That grenade was a Mexican standoff if I've ever seen one.
Absolutely.
Very strong neutral. Nice patience from Damazi, looking quite bad for Aquari. If he gets the comeback here, it'll be quite unlikely, but he might just... Actually, the question is, he's going to get the reload. I mean, is he going to potentially get a meat bench shadow kick? No, runs straight in with the forward 3. I mean, that's actually very smart going for that because, I mean, is Azumazzi going to be impatient to try and go for meter bench shadow kick? Is he neutral crouching? If he is, bam, forward 3.
I think it was a nice round for Master Damazi, but one thing he's been doing consistently is using the forceful to anti-air. I'm not sure why you do that when you have access to some really good anti-air standing normals for full combos, and he is getting jumped in a lot for it. Because he's trying to anti-air with basically a very slow attack. And it's costing him far more than it's working. And wow, spends a bar and Aquari with a whiff punish and the dive kick. Goes to the grenade reload.
That is one of the elements of Demo Sonya. Does get the low profile, but can't really capitalize on it. Here comes Azumazzi. Has no meter. Nice punish there. Aquari recognizing that he has not got the bar to go for meter band up punch. He's going to have to go in for one more reload. If he catches one more grenade, that is going to be the round and put him into match point. Azumazzi, though, still alive.
Unfortunately, Aquari throwing these grenades away, not getting much use out of them at all. Oh, catches the 4-3, but hasn't got the stamina to confirm, and wow, isn't blocking and get hit straight up by that match point, Mr. Aquari.
The question is, how much damage is Aquari going to take trying to go for a reload? Is he going to be able to go for a force ball? There we go again, runs in. Oh, and he gets a nice interrupt. That was so crucial.
Jump on the combo. Azumazzi put himself in a wonderful situation, trays the bar out. Again, another jump.
Nice conversion. That's going to be splat into safe reload. Is he going to use it on the reversal? Tries to go for the jump. That's going to be a full trip guard on the dive kick. Nice awareness from Aquari. Big damage. 1-2. Nice. Gets the reload. Combos into the reload. What is this level of Aquari we have not seen? Armor breaking. Here comes the setup.
Wonderful stuff. Oh, and there's the wake-up attack. Going to catch the low, and that's going to be a clean 3-1, Mr. Aquari. Absolutely dominant round right now. Wonderful stuff. Really pleased to see. He's going to have to fight Foxy Grandpa again. Now, this we haven't seen in a while.
I mean, the last time these guys fought was in the Challenger Cup. I think Aquari actually beat Foxy in the Challenger Cup. So, I mean, this can be quite an interesting run back. But I really want to talk about this Sonya. This Sonya from Aquari did not exist in Season 1 or 2.
But that's what I mean, because we haven't seen Aquari play in so long. When I heard that Aquari beat Foxy in the Challenger Cup, I'm not going to lie, this might sound quite disrespectful. I do not mean it for it to sound like that. But I did think to myself, well, that's Sonya. It happens. 50-50s will beat some players sometimes. But if he played like that, I completely take it all back, and I massively apologize for thinking that, because that was just straight up impressive demo Sonya play. He had the tech, he had the execution, he had the setup, and he had the punishes. With punishing on block, he was just ready for it. I mean, Asa Damazi, kudos for getting top 8, but just Aquari played out of his mind and deserves the semi-final.
I think Aquari's probably the smarter player in the set. Asa Damazi, the switch to Cage, I completely understand. He didn't look very comfortable in Acidic. You can kind of tell that Acidic is a new character for him. Bear in mind, the Kombat Pack 2 character's not very old. Competitively, they're only a few months. And obviously, Johnny Cage has been out for about a year. So the fact that Asa Damazi has played him the whole time means that when you have that comfort, going straight back to a character that you jam with, with is definitely a lot stronger. And that's, just catching him a couple of times under pressure. But to be honest, I think Aquari, it was the sheer level of setup. There was a lot more going on than conventional kind of overhead low mix-ups that Sonya would normally apply. I mean, that's the thing. What won those final 2 games was a lot of heavy setup from grabs and the meter burn low shots, and it was put to really good use.
I think it's kind of reminiscent of meter burn kunai from Takeda. We see the grenade, we see the 3 low kunais as well from him.
Oh, trip guard. I know it's so good.
I know it's not quite the same, but it's very reminiscent in the sense like doing it on block, doing it in the neutral, being able to confirm on it on hit in multiple ways. It's flashy. It's very flashy.
I didn't even know that Sonya could still combo into a reload. I thought they were taken out. That was just that's obviously my bad there.
It says a lot about how little we see of this character really in EU. Obviously, with the rise of Harry Nightmare, we do already have some Sonya players in EU, but in terms of a consistent top 8 level, we haven't seen demo Sonya in EU anywhere near as much as we have seen from, obviously, Scar in NA. So the fact that we've got Mr. Aquari, I mean, that makes me a bit confident moving into the season finals that we actually have really good demo really good demo Sonyas who play demo Sonya to prepare these guys for the finals.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, but we're only at the halfway point right now. We're not even at the halfway point yet because we are still in the middle of week 4. We have 2 more quarterfinal matches good to go. The next of which is going to be Madzin versus Irish Mantis. Now, this is a matchup that I'm actually really excited to see. I said it earlier on in the show. Irish Mantis, as far as I'm aware, from what he said in some of our sort of group chats, he has never actually fought Madzin before, but he's always wanted to. So going into week 4, where he has to fight Madzin for that spot in the semi-finals, means that he finally gets a chance to do that. Now, it's going to be stunt double. We all know that Irish Madness does play stunt double and only stunt double. Madzin, though, does play other characters. The last time I've seen Madzin fight against a Johnny Cage that uses stunt double was Vendetta at NEC, I believe the tournament was. Now, it was Grandmaster first. He won the first game, I think, and then lost the next one, and then changed to Kotal Khan. So we've seen Madzin win and lose to stunt double, but the question is, what character is he going to go for? Because, I mean, unlike A-List, which has to get in and is at risk of the clone, I feel like stunt double is significantly less at risk against the ice clone because it's just naturally the way stunt double works, right? Where everything you have goes forward, pushes you out of that kind of situation. So if there's a clone in front of you, stunt double is just going to go straight through it, rather than A-List, which would normally have to try and do something on block to get around the clone. Stunt double can kind of just do that naturally.
Oh, plus it's just the fact of having the stamina to break, right? Like if you're playing A-List and using all of your stamina on cancels, while a phenomenal character in A-List is super powerful, if he's on the offensive and you manage to defend yourself properly, and if you're going to use Unbreakable, Meter Burn Slide, Grandmaster, let's say he gets a corner shatter, something like that, you're not going to have the stamina to get away. Stunt double doesn't need stamina to enforce pressure onto you, and I know that's something we saw from Irish Madness last week. He has high damage, he has the hard to blockables in the corner, which Madzin himself has been practicing to play against, so I'm pretty sure Madzin has been preparing himself as much as possible for this. But at the end of the day, huge damage output, answers to the clone, meterless, stamina-less pressure, I should say. So it seems that stunt double is going to do a much better job, but that's even if Madzin goes Grandmaster. We don't know that. I
think some people tend to kind of forget that with stunt double Johnny Cage, you kind of have to hold things just as much as you do for A-List. It's just a different beast. You know, the straight shadow kick with stunt double is very, very dangerous, and it's not to be underestimated. Just because it's a projectile doesn't mean it's not plus enough that you have to hold it.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, before we move on to our next game, have we heard anything wonderful on the land of the Twitter?
We do indeed. Some of you have been asking me how to enter the raffle, so I'll go over that again first. You can go to esl.gg/MKXComp to enter there and be within a chance of winning the lovely MKX Pro Player Kit. But I'm sorry if I butcher your name. Mihei Krieger has said that they play Katana as their main, and they know they don't do very well against Melina, and they would have gone Cassie. How do you guys feel about that decision? How does Cassie go up against Melina?
It's an interesting one, really, because, I mean, Melina, it's more about, you kind of need good mids to contest Melina, and Cassie does have good mids. But it's not a matchup we see very much. But, I mean, like, if it's low side on block, flip kick will punish it reliably. You've got instant air gunshots, which might be kind of harder to deal with in terms of her Melina counter-zoning you. But I think as a tool set, I think I'd probably rather use Cassie against Melina than Katana, because I think Cassie just has a general tool set to contest with, at least piercing specifically.
Well, I mean, looking at the matchup on paper is one thing, but let's be real. Like, we're not machines. We're not robots. Everyone makes mistakes. People are more comfortable with certain characters than others. No one in the world can play every single character and every single variation at the top level, so you have access to everything. Cassie might, on paper, do a better job. I mean, I don't know. This is just a theory fighter thing, right? But Cassie might do a better job than at least Katana does on paper against Melina. But it's a question of whether you'd be comfortable enough to do that. You know,
yeah.
So it's down to comfort more than anything else.
I mean, that's a very important element is comfort picks. I mean, it's why Azamazi went back to Johnny Cage, because it's a comfort pick. He's spent more time with the character. But sometimes a matchup is going to be a little bit tricky. So I think a backup character to deal with harder matchups. I mean, we said this earlier on, right? It might be quite necessary. But with our game number 3, we have got both players in. They're just kind of doing their preps, making sure their buttons are all good as usual. Obviously, you know, it's game after game, but we can't really machine gun them because the players need to make sure that they are comfortable when they're ready to play. There's so much money on the line. So these guys are making sure their buttons are good. They're going to get underway ever so soon. And I also like Irish Madness has kept his extremely Irish player card.
I mean, there's no way he was going to change that, right? He's just going to keep that until MKX stops getting played online in 20, 30 years' time. Who knows?
You ever think Madsen's going to turn off the Noob Cybot card?
No.
Never.
That's there to stay.
We've said this before. Madsen has the Noob Cybot card, but he hasn't even got a little icon to the left. He's taken it away. He doesn't want anything getting in the way of the Noob Cybot background. I mean, it's that by itself. I mean, we see Madsen go for Brotherhood of Shadow faction kills just because they look a little bit Noob Cybot-y. I mean, you got to respect the guy's dedication.
I can. I mean, we got lucky. The characters we want are in it. So.
Interestingly, we got it eventually, didn't we?
We did indeed.
Took a year. Right, so Madsen is going to go for Grandmaster. So it's an interesting pick. We've talked about this matchup quite extensively at this point. And I mean, Madsen's going to be prepared, but I do think Irish Madness will fare slightly better than A-List potentially.
Oh no, that was the wrong decision. Armor only absorbing 1 hit, so the ice ball occupied the hit of Armor, then he goes straight into the clone for a freeze, and that's corner pressure already. Madsen aggressively putting Irish Madness in the corner right now.
Now the problem is, Stunt Double isn't going to get any of his mimicries up. Tries to go for down 4, getting frozen. I mean, it's actually shades of Vladdy, where he just found himself getting caught. Big damage. That's going to be a refreeze into full combo. Madsen's going to swiftly take round 1, and that one bad call that Irish Madness made going into it had no breaker. Getting put straight into the corner, and Stunt Double in the corner, he can't put any of his mimicries down. So
uses only bar of meter on the corner interactable. Not quite sure the reasoning behind that. Maybe because he expected another. Oh wow, managed to get the clones though. And
there we go.
Plus frames.
Now it's going to be a fair few seconds before Stunt Double gets it back. Can't convert. Very unfortunate for Irish Madness, but there's the plus frames running in for the down 4. He is going to go up once again. That first one is going to whiff. Has to make the second double count.
Oh, that's not a good trade for Irish Madness. It's going to get sent straight to the corner with a Grandmaster corner carry. Oh, he burns the clone as well.
Big damage. Is he going to go for the corner combo once again? Did do that last week. Going to get it again. Hard knockdown, 34% damage. Catches the overhead, has to break. Is he going to use it? Uses his 1 mimicry, gets frozen again. And that is looking kind of bleak for Irish Madness right now.
I mean, Madsen just, oh no. It looks like Irish Madness just doesn't know really what to do when the clone's on the screen. He's fine until the clone's out. And unfortunately for him, Grandmaster is going to make sure that there is a clone obstructing you at all times.
Did Madsen hear us talk about Noob Cybot? I think he did. There you go.
Well, I mean, yeah, that is what you said he does, and he did it. What a surprise.
Oh, I'm still waiting on that skin, man. I want them to make it.
We're not going to talk about our skin idea again. It's not appropriate.
I think we should talk about it once per stream as a minimum.
Well, we should talk about that, really.
What, the faction kill?
Well, no, the match. Because Irish Madness, I mean, he is a strong player, but really, if you're not really familiar with how to deal with Grandmaster, it could look like you've never played the game before.
Now, this looked like Irish Madness made some very bad decisions, and unfortunately against Grandmaster, one bad decision on a bar of meter that you're spending or whatever is going to put you in the corner almost immediately. Madness did not have a chance to implement any of his stunt level pressure because the second he got tagged at the very beginning of the round, he got put straight into the corner and didn't have a chance to do anything.
Now, this first hit's going to be important. Was Madsen go for the down 4? Yes, he is. Madness keeps himself safe. Uses a clone. That's a nice no. Misses the punish. No, and again. I mean, that's just a mistake after mistake.
There's some real nerves coming from his play. I mean, there needs to be a certain degree of confidence, and if you're dropping every single combo, that definitely means that you're not yourself. We saw last week, Irish Madness's execution was very, very, very strong, and this week, currently, we're not seeing any of it.
This is a really strong round so far, though. Managed to get it. Oh, wow, catches me jumping. Misses the confirm. You can tell he went for it. He's a nice jump kick.
He's getting the initial hits for the combos, but isn't getting the follow-up. Nice use on the meter burn, though, just to make the clone go slightly further.
That was a really powerful round, though. Irish Mantis doing really well for himself, keeps himself safe. Nice to confirm from Madsen. This is going to end into corner carry and probably corner positioning. Oh, look at how far he sends him. Absolutely disgusting.
Oh, and he gets that clutch neutral jump punch. Has Madsen in the corner. He's going to go in for a mimicry. Madsen has to go for a break right there. Otherwise, that would have potentially been plus frame city right there.
Oh, no. Punish that slide. Could have got a lot more damage, but at least gets the restand, gets himself a clone. Overhead blocked.
Good plus frames again, catches the overhead. Here comes Irish Mantis. Now, he might not necessarily have the time to get the mimicry. One grab will do it. He calls Madsen's bluff and goes for the 1-1 just in case he tries to throw tech.
Has to be careful here. One touch is going to end him in the corner.
Oh, and there we go.
Jump back.
That was both rounds he got that.
Do you think that was a reaction to the jump back? Or do you
Maybe.
think he just did it at the same time?
I mean, I guess this is a bit of a speculation thing. He might have waited for the jump back, or he might have just so happened to do it. Either way, that is going to tie things up 1-1. Now, what the element here is, he was able to get his doubles up, and that's why we managed to see him fight back slightly better. Madsen went in. I think we might see a change to Blood God. I really think we might see a Blood God change right now.
I think it depends, because, I mean, if he can get you cornered, you're in massive trouble. I mean, Irish Mantis was cornered, and his answer to it was neutral jump punch. Now, because Johnny Cage's neutral jump punch is so short, it kept him safe, so he wasn't going to put himself into the clone at least, but Madsen can start trip guarding that. He can start scouting it out, but Irish Mantis might not do it. He has nice answers for getting out the corner, but Madsen just simply couldn't corner him as much as he did in game 1. Irish Mantis did a really good job of just fighting away from the corner at all costs.
Oh, that gets a nice read there. He's going to catch the first hit.
Takes a jump kick for getting his clones up. That's nice stuff. Oh, the clone doesn't come out.
And here comes the zoning game from Irish Mantis. Tries to get tagged. Plus frames again. Madsen not respecting it.
Oh, there it is. Gets the block this time. Madsen doesn't hit it this time. Just goes for it because it's safe. That's a nice challenge.
Now, the interesting thing about when you get a reversal as A-list, it's more just running in, trying to get pressure. But when you get a reversal as stunt double, it just gives you that free clone. Almost like a Demolition Sonya safe reload. Runs straight in, catches the overhead, and Irish Mantis looking on much better form. And it's a matter of execution and reads. He's not making as many crucial mistakes as he did in game number 1.
No, Madsen lets himself get hit. Not going to block and give him free bar, even though, I mean, Madsen's sitting pretty at 3 bars, but there's a jump in. Oh, wow, wonderful stuff. Irish Mantis drops the combo. That could be huge.
That could have been a very, very costly anti-cross up there, catching Madsen, but does drop the combo. Once again, getting the initial hit, but not getting the follow-up.
That was wonderful for Madsen to get out of the corner. Another clone on screen. Oh, gets sent in. No, but unfortunately, Madsen gonna actually miss the combo completely.
And here we go once again. This is the strength of stun double over A-list in this matchup. The mimicry there, going straight through the clone, and it just kind of eliminates it in the neutral. At least in the corner, you kind of have to take it still. But mid-screen, you don't have to worry about it as much.
Gets the low block. Plus frames, Madsen not respecting it once again.
Oh, there we go. Nice reactions again from Mantis. Looking really good for Irish Mantis right now. Goes in for meter burn freeze, doesn't get it. Here comes Irish Mantis again, looking really good. Has 2 mimicries good to go. This is looking dangerous for Madsen right now.
He's going to need to save it though.
Oh,
those
no.
2 bars, wait, I'm not sure I agree with that at all. Madsen playing very ropey right now, but manages to get him. Irish Mantis.
Hold up. Hold the phone. Don't count him out. He has no mimicries left. And he gets the low. Madsen clawing it back and getting the 2nd round.
But we see Madsen do that a lot. People just not fuzzy guarding the low. They're just not ready for it.
Uh-oh. Oh, no. Oh, it was looking so good for Mantis, but right now Madsen has him in the corner. Oh, good throw tech.
Oh, but no, gets himself straight into it.
Oh, a combo drop from Madsen.
Now this is a problem, because he has 1 clone left. Oh, doesn't combo after it.
Now, that was definitely a clone that didn't come out, but he just so happens to catch the down 2. That was a very fortunate situation for Madsen, but, I mean, it's kind of hard to believe that Madsen actually is looking to win this round because of how dominant the 2nd round was, but Madsen pulling it back and getting him in the corner. Mantis, though, looks like he might still be alive.
Oh, wow. There we go, just like that.
Oh. Ouch. I mean, I was almost ready to call that one and say, right, Mantis is going to take the round, but Madsen with the very, very clutch catch right there, pushing him into the corner, and that's the strength of Grandmaster, right? We see it time and time again, where it doesn't matter how much he's losing. If he corners you that one time, and he catches you that one time, it's game over.
But that's the power. If you don't have a consistent answer for clones off the ground, then that's a problem. Because in the corner, it's even more apparent. Because he's going to get a hard knockdown, clone set up, and there you go. Clone's right there. You can challenge. If you think he's not going to do something, you can go for armor, maybe, if he doesn't put an attack behind it. But if he does, it'll armor break. It's a 50-50 between back 2 and back 3. He could go for a throw. Like, the options are completely stacked against you in that situation.
Round 1.
Now, once again, it's going to be a fight for that first hit. Now, we know, actually, some players play very defensively. Oh, no. Straight in. Good punish there from Irish Madness. Here comes big damage. Spends another bar just to ride that down. Trying to get some timeout on the clone.
Is that safe? Madsen goes through it. Goes into clone, keep himself safe. I'm not quite sure if the uppercut is safe by itself, but if Madness did it, I'm going to assume it is.
Ooh. Oh, no,
him.
he catches it. I don't think he was ready for it to connect. We didn't commit to the rest of it. That's going to be plus and block. Gets a good grab, but once again, I mean, Madsen, if he gets him in the corner one time, it could be over.
Uh-oh, wow. Oh, gets himself in the corner. Don't know why you'd NJP in that situation.
Madsen still here, though. Could catch him one time. No punish on the overhead. That could have been the round.
He attempted it, but no, going to keep himself in it. Irish Madness back to the corner, but takes himself onto another round.
Is he going to risk going up for the doubles, though, right now? He has some space. Nice call there. And there we go. I like waiting for the clone, because he acknowledges there is some time required. Gets the reversal. This could be huge. Madsen breaking, keeping him in the corner, jumps himself in. Right as Madness goes for it. This could be hard to blockable town. Doesn't quite get the chance to implement it.
Scorch at this point, still cornered. Oh, catches him. Oh, drops it once again. Mantis not giving himself a chance to come back in.
We see a lot of crucial situations. Can't drop this. Has to make it count.
Oh, wow. Nice confirm. 27%. Gets himself some safe clones. Use the plus frames. Madsen starting to respect it. We're going to get hit by a throw.
Oh, tries to trip guard. Does it slightly too early. Oh, catches him there. Not a full combo, though. Oh, tries to get the again. Gets another trip guard in the overhead. That's actually going to be it. And Madness answering back, tying it up 2-2.
Madsen is not respecting the double frame advantage at all. He needs to just accept when he has to block. He's trying to challenge it, because basically, we said this before about Vladdy. If something is guaranteed, there is always the chance of human error. They might mistime it. And if they do mistime it, you might be able to try something a little bit bonkers to get out of it. However, Madness isn't messing up the clones.
It's not as apparent here. Again, I think that's the strength. This might be when we see the change to Blood God. This could be the time we see it. And there we go. This might be a vendetta situation once again where Madsen opts to go for the Blood God pick and make things slightly harder. I mean, this is going to be adaptation. Madsen knows how Irish Madness is playing this matchup, and now he's given himself the luxury of changing to a completely different character. Is Mantis going to be ready for this Blood God pick?
But the thing is, Madness is taking a lot of, getting a lot of mileage out of just block strings. And Cuttle in Blood God doesn't have the armored option to get away from these. He's going to have to hold them even more. He's just going to have to sustain.
Oh, on the down four, just to challenge the back one right there. And here comes Madness again. Now here comes the damage mitigation. It's going to make it ever so slightly harder.
I mean, look how little damage those doubles are doing to the damage mitigation. Don't know why he opts to use the bar.
Oh, he tried to use the meter burn just to get the free mimicry. Now, if he gets him in the corner, it's going to be significantly harder for Madsen to deal with the corner. Hard to blockables, but right now, tags him with the forward two.
Oh, gets a full jump in. That is going to hurt. That is still going to hurt. Not do much at all, yes, but he's going to wait out the Sunray. The totem's gone.
And he goes in for the mimicry, challenges it with the down four, gets thrown into the corner. That could have been a very good situation for Mantis, but Madsen catching that down four, getting the plus frames and getting the grab. Here comes the staggered pressure. Oh, the interruption, the matchup knowledge. Mantis ready for this matchup.
Now that's something we don't really ever see. They're interrupted with the normal. Normally it's armor. That was wonderful stuff. Oh, doesn't block it. Madsen forced to break. Is he going for a totem? Yes, he is.
Nice anti-air. He's going to use that just to get those free stun doubles. Nice parry, though, from Madsen. Still can't call this round. He tags him once, and he whiffs the down two. That could have been so costly. Oh, cheeky down two right there. And there we go once again. Damage mitigation into the healing ray. He's got the health back, just like that. And here comes a full combo. It's not going to do much damage. And
yes,
now it's gone.
It is now. Hang on. 2 bars, 2 bars.
Chip damage territory right there. Bam! Match point, Irish Mantis.
This is looking crazy. Madsen almost going to go out first round. This hasn't happened to him in top 8 for, I think, ever. At least for a very long time. Doesn't go for the hard to blockable, but going to get the throw instead.
Oh, Mantis might get the hard to blockable now, though. He has no choice but to take it. He's going to get a conversion. Here comes a full combo. Madsen opts to save the bar. Here we go. What comes next?
Down 4, down 4. Oh, no! Irish Mantis gives himself away.
Oh, no. Madsen, though, just a strange corner combo right there.
This might all be because Irish Mantis did something a little bit too eager. Oh no, at least he's safe though.
I feel like Mantis tried to go for the mimicries that didn't come out, and that's what the excessive down fours are about. Challenges it with the down one. I mean, I'm not sure I actually agree with that decision.
Madsen does have 2 bars to work with though. Gets himself out of the corner. Blocks the jump in. Oh, doesn't fuzzy.
Once again, Madsen finds himself alive. Get conversion. Again, it drops from Irish Madness. Not looking good. Gets the punish, but he does get the damage mitigation totem, so isn't going to get much damage. Has to break. Gets the bar out of Madsen, and now it's very, very risky for him to do anything. Here comes the grab.
He is in red Johnny comeback territory. And there's a throw! Irish Madness is going to take it. Madsen is going to go out round 1. Irish Madness advances to the semi-finals. Clutch throws.
That was a huge win for Mantis, because Madden is actually sitting quite pretty point-rise at the moment. I mean, it's looking very, very likely that Madzin, I keep getting them mixed up, that Madzin is going to be looking quite likely to be one of your entrants right now. But Mantis, I mean, he needs these points so bad. He is in a good situation right now, and...
Who did he take out to get top 8? Yupe.
He
had exactly the same amount of points as.
He had to fight Yupe. Now, this was a big week because he denied the points from Yupe, and he's now taken out Madden. So Madden's still going to get his 25 points for making top 8, but Mantis is now going to get minimum 50 this week. And
he got 50 last week too. He's doing well for 2 weeks, 100 points. That's not bad.
If Mantis finds his way into Grand Finals, he's going to get minimum 75, which is going to push him right up there, especially with last week's placing. Now, I think the thing is, in this matchup, it was Madden wasn't really respecting any. He wasn't respecting the frames. It's.
I mean, it's a joke, but he wasn't.
It's stunt double and A-list. Now, A-list, there's always a higher chance that although it jails you, J-list, that's where the term comes from, but because it involves run cancels and a higher level of execution than simply doing the special move, it is much less likely that stunt double is going to drop the plus frames than A-list, because stunt double is
This was it. This was the last round. He's a red Johnny throw, managed to keep himself out of the sun ray. Madden expects, that's it. He whiffed the 1-1 because obviously 1-1-3 is a string, so 1-1, so it goes punch punch low kick. Normally the mix-up is punch punch delay into forward 2 to get the overhead. It's not a 50-50. It's not so. It's if there's a delay, you stand up. That's basically how it works. Madsen was expecting the fuzzy, so he blocked, and Mantis threw him. Wonderful play right into the bitter end.
It just came down to a final read. I know master of hindsight, but Madden could have foreseen the grab and neutral crouched or uppercutted or down one or whatever. But he must have just genuinely thought that pressure was coming, that something that he had to block was on the way. And it didn't. Mantis getting the grab back-to-back. The red Johnny throws, which do more damage. And just very fantastically played. I'm glad to see Irish Mantis did actually tighten up the execution. He tightened things up, played a lot stronger, and he is going to be moving into the semi-finals on the bottom half. Now, our final game of these, well, our first wave of matches is going to be Stozen versus Boki. Now, Boki, you've seen him once or twice before already. Kung Lao specialist. This guy only uses Kung Lao. And Stozen is also a Jackie Briggs specialist. So it's going to be character loyalists versus character loyalists. Before we get stuck in, though, Sasnak, have we got anyone asking us questions on the old Twitter?
We do indeed. But first of all, I'd just like to remind you guys that you can follow us on Twitter at ESL Mortal Kombat. And if you want me to read out any of your questions tonight, you can tweet me using the hashtag MKXProLeague. You can also enter our giveaway this week for another MKX Pro kit that has that lovely scorpion skin in it. You can go to esl.gg/MKXComp and enter there and be within a chance of winning that. But Danny Kofi has asked, why don't we see any Triborg players in the league?
It's an interesting question, really, because we're going to be setting up our next game anyway. Triborg, we don't see him a whole lot on tournament. I think it's because he received very, very hefty changes. And basically, long story short, I think it's too early for people to explore fully. I mean, Sarax, very, very recently we're seeing Sarax, some of the hard-to-blockables and splats are returning. So some of the hard-to-block stuff is coming back. It's not as foolproof as it was before. Sector's getting some hard knockdown stuff with the missile, Smoke and Cyber Sub still having good stuff as well. It's just taking a little bit longer to find, really.
Cool. I hope we see it during the league. Obviously, we've got 4 weeks to go. We wouldn't really expect it too soon, but hopefully we see it. But we're not going to see it in this match because it's going to be Jackie Briggs versus Kung Lao, almost certainly. Now, I know Stossen specializes in full auto. That's definitely his sort of bread and butter. He says he goes to shotgun for different matchups, but his full auto is dangerous. He has a lot of matchup knowledge, and that's the thing I noticed the most about watching his game, sort of preparing for this, is he has a lot of answers to universal stuff. And also, I saw him fight some Kung Laos on the way here, and he does have some tasty stuff.
Well, I mean, you can't really not be a competitive player and not be ready for Kung Lao. I mean, that's one of the strengths. I mean, if you're going to play, Kung Lao is quite a strong character. Not as insanely strong as he used to be. I mean, there were some downgrades made to Kung Lao, especially in Tempest. I mean, things like, the hitbox on his jumping 2, where he has the hat, that's been adjusted. The meter burn plus frames on the orbiting hat has also been adjusted as well. And it's basically like, he's still a strong character, but
just nowhere
he's
near
popular.
Where he used to be. But he was always popular, always been popular.
For sure, for sure. Now, Jackie Briggs, not so popular. I mean, there was obviously a lot of stigma surrounding this character back in the day. I mean, there were people out there that kind of relished that machine gun. And it's kind of a shame to see. I'm glad that we're finally seeing now Jackie Briggs players utilizing full auto, but using so much more that the variation has to offer. Because, I mean, there's been a stigma around this character, and to be honest, I've never found it justified. I mean, yes, people online use machine gun, but that's it. There's so much more to this character. And these players that are developing the character day after day, finding so much good full auto
I've got to
tech.
say, it's not been a stigma for about 12 months.
Hey, I have
definitely
seen many a stream chat, my friend, and he's rocking the new Kombat Pack 2 skin from Mortal Kombat X Mobile. This guy plays Mortal Kombat X on his phone, living Mortal Kombat day and night for these skins.
I remember when the MKX Mobile came out, I wanted to get it for the Injustice Scorpion skin, because I always felt the Injustice Scorpion skin looks better in MKX than it did in Injustice.
Interesting.
It fits it so well.
Interesting. Not your story about Injustice Scorpion, but the Buzzsaw. I know, bro. Love you. Now,
Thanks.
going in for the Buzzsaw Lao pick. I mean, the Buzzsaw, clearly it's to shut down the full-screen machine guns. That's the only reason we would have seen him go for Buzzsaw.
I mean, his damage output's very weak.
It's pretty
in this
poop.
variation. Very weak.
Pretty poop.
I mean,
We'll have to wait and
Jackie's on the other hand, definitely not. Walks himself back.
Jumps into the low hats. That is going to secure the first hit bonus for Boki, robbing those meter burns missiles from Stossen. So here comes the pressure. Oh, when he gets a low hat again. Oh, so much Buzzsaw pressure right now.
I mean, Stossen's been hit by like 100 low hats and he's only just lost half his health.
Oh my days. Oh, when he gets the ground pound, has to break.
Oh wow, and Bucky just jumps straight in to get over the gunshots.
Boki looking pretty good execution-wise. This was one of the banes we saw of Boki in the past, where he would drop a lot of combos. Didn't really seem to do it that much, but then again, very simple play, but catching Stossen so reliably. Tries to get the anti-cross up, not going to go for it. There's the plus frames, gets the clutch backdash though, so that's going to be data into Stossen's head right now, knowing that's how he's going to try and deal with that pressure.
Oh, doesn't fuzzy guard it. Gonna get hit straight up by that Bucky, forced to break, has no bar available right now, could be quite dangerous.
Ooh. So much patience from both players. Now that's also a Mexican standoff. So many.
Nice.
Ooh.
Oh, drops it, but manages to get the overhead instead. Always going to drop this one. That's what I mean. Didn't use any stamina there for a chunky 38%. That's the thing about Stossen. He doesn't use stamina unless it's absolutely necessary.
Stossen did mention in his interview he's pretty nervous, so we did see shades of that, but he tightens up the execution. He might be in a good situation. Oh,
blocks
no.
a dive kick. Huge punish. Oh, but no, we'll drop it. Can he confirm this instead? Boki forced to break at least.
Boki getting tagged. I mean, that's a good trade as well. I mean, even a couple of those projectiles is going to put Stossen in a good situation.
Oh, plus, if Boki ever decides to block these machine guns, he is just going to give meter away to Stossen.
Oh, and he gets the instant jump one. Nice air to air, though. Good anti there from Stossen. Clean play.
30% damage, hitting like a truck every time. Oh, doesn't go for the rocket.
Oh, wow! That was so good. Stossen, though, making the read, thinking that Boki's going to press a button. Now, here's the thing. Normally, very strong armor-breaking meter burn spin, but he caught him on the first hit. And just to put an exclamation point on that set, here comes the giant tentacle. Here comes death.
Death into the depths with you, Kung Lao. We'll see you again soon. Hopefully... Yep, no, he's gone. He's gone.
At least his head will float up.
See you later, alligator.
Oh, God. That was clearly not an alligator. It's a giant tentacle monster.
Shut up.
I'm glad they put these stage fatalities in.
I'm actually really happy with the stage fatalities, especially the one in the refugee camp. That is an embarrassing way to go.
Clay
like,
pigeon
uppercut into
shooting.
the air, Clay, like, pull, go on.
I mean, we are Suffolk boys.
The thing is, that was a really strong match. Like, Stossen is showing a lot of impressive play right now, really nice conversions. Wait, is this Takeda?
What? Wait a second. This is Storm playing on Boki's account. Has he gone to his house?
I'm pretty
What
certain.
is going on here?
I'm pretty certain no. But Boki going away from Kung Lao is questionable. We've never seen this before.
I've never seen his Shiryu. I mean, I'm pretty intrigued and confused right now.
I mean, it was a very quick adjustment. Very quick. He didn't even try Tempest first. He went straight to a different character.
Oh, nice hit confirmed. Ready for the teleport. And that's going to be nice, respectable damage just to kick the game off.
Oh, that's not going to work.
Uh-oh.
Now, the thing is, this is the difference. Now, Boki going for the Meatbone Kunai off anything that isn't the full forward 1-2 string, that shows shades of unfamiliarity because it's very dangerous to do aside from that one situation.
Stossen playing very patiently around. Lots of respect. Only tries to go for the stagger. Boki ready for it. Gets the reversal. Again, it's quite risky stuff. I mean, Boki's actually doing a lot of unsafe moves right now. Oh, and he chases down the backdash, and that's going to be round number 1.
Wow, good adjustment. Boki manages to take it. Spends a lot of bar though. Stossen's sitting at 2 right now. Has a break available, but more importantly, a big amount of damage potential with this bar.
Cancel on, he's going to get the NJP. Stossen has to use the breaker right there. Oh, the instant teleport just to get around the machine gun. Good play right there from Boki. And to save the stamina, goes in for the air flip.
Nice throw. I mean, Boki's still not looking very, sitting very pretty at meter, but gets a lot of damage.
Oh, and he catches the overhead. This is looking really, really good for Boki right now. That's going to be a teleport. Has to break, and a comeback is extremely unlikely. Hasn't really got stamina to get any kind of conversion there.
I mean, 23% damage isn't terrible, it's just not max. All goes onto the NJP. Oh, no, and it does cross up for him. I think we're going to have to see Stossen really watch out for that NJP.
I mean, that was back-to-back. That was back-to-back neutral jump punch right there. And he's going to catch it. He is going to catch it. I mean, that was...
I mean, Boki's playing Takeda like we see him play Kung Lao.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, a lot of hard reads, a lot of questionable stuff, but it works, because he just plays with his gut. If he thinks it's going to work, he's going to do it. And if it works, then he'll keep that in mind, and he'll do it again later.
Stossen, though, it has got 2 more games to take off, so that is 1 game of data, potentially. Is he going to go for shotgun? I mean, I'm not sure. Is he up to go straight in for full auto again?
I don't think it was a variation that happened there. He just wasn't respecting things that are very common in certain situations, you know what I mean?
Boki did get some good reads on the reversal as well, and that reversal is extremely unsafe. He just got the good read. I mean, it's playing Lao, isn't it? I mean, with the payouts quite big, but your risk is a full combo punish.
So going into our 3rd game right now, both players sitting pretty at 1-1.
Oh, first hit just on the machine gun. Nice jump there. Does get completely over the machine gun.
Nice. Oh, wow, gets the low. That's confirmed, 14%.
Oh, and he catches the low again. Hits the plus frames. That's going to be big damage. Boki has to go for break right there. Full bit of punish. Tries to go for the air shot. I'm not sure if that was an executional error. Uh-oh. Oh, no. And he spent the bar as well.
Meter burns it on whiff. Not quite sure why you do that against the character with a teleport.
He might have tried to block the teleport, actually. Meter burn came out. That does happen sometimes.
Oh, gets the jump in this time. It's worked for him now. As a nice, simple 30% confirm.
Oh, and he gets another wake up there. Boki has no fear right now. And that was definitely an interesting conversion. Could have got a bit more damage.
Oh, wow, but no. Stossen's going to reply with, nope, I've got armor too, mate. And that will take him to round 1 of game 3. Now, Boki's spending a lot of meter right now. So if he spends that bar and loses the round, he's putting himself in a really difficult situation.
Does get the jump over again. Boki getting caught by that. Does block the overhead this time, though. We haven't seen a single back 3 string yet from Stossen. Going in for the low again. That's going to be big damage. Here we go. Oh, nice. Does drop the follow-up, but gets the bulk of damage anyway. Still has Boki in the corner. Good patience.
Oh, jumps into the corner.
I don't agree with that at all.
Oh, there's the armor again.
That was buffed in the patch to become more safe and block. He's going to tag it. Boki has to break. Oh, tries to whiff punish. Does try and go in for the whiff punish, but doesn't quite get it. Oh, the delay! Oh, no, confirm! That could have been a full combo.
Oh, blocks it this time.
Oh, and he just waits right there. Doesn't get the punish. But right now, that could be
That's
good damage.
a lot of chip damage. That's a lot of chip damage. And is that going to be it? Wow, shot him in the chest.
I'm really mad that Boki, that Stossen didn't go for the meter burn there. I wanted to see a brutality.
Didn't have the bar, didn't you see?
Was I looking at the wrong meter?
He didn't have a meter.
Oh, well then, I'm sure he would have done it if he had bar.
Oh, he's been doing it a lot. But the thing is, now, that the adjustment was patience.
Yeah, exactly.
He slowed it down as much as possible and just waited for Boki to hang himself.
But we saw that from Foxy last week. Foxy did very little when he fought Boki. I believe it was last week when Foxy fought Boki. He pretty much just sat there and let Boki just throw unsafe moves at him. And that seems to be, when we see Boki actually come out, it's a lot of scrambles or situations where he always does something risky. He's never not doing something punishable. But because it's such an explosive way of playing, it does pay out for him quite a lot. And Kung Lao's a good character for that. Unfortunately, Takeda is, if you're going to play risky Takeda, you are significantly more unsafe than if you were to play someone like Kung Lao.
I mean, it depends what you're being really risky with. Because in Buzzsaw, if you're turning everything into low hat, if you're throwing certain projectiles, like dive kicks are still really unsafe, spins are still really unsafe. But it depends what you're expecting. Takeda hits like a truck when he gets you, like undeniably more than Lao. But at the same time, like punishing Takeda is quite... I mean, with especially what we're seeing Boki do, punishing him is a lot easier.
Gets the good hard knockdown on the back forward too. Cancels, goes in with NJP. Nice teleport. That's going to be full combo punish there from Boki, ready for the conversion.
Now that was a nice break from Stossen, keeps himself in the round before he takes much damage.
And there's that Storm Tech right there, using the Meterburn Kunai to teleport to make it safe. Gets tagged by the flip, interesting.
And that throw is going to be good, gets him towards the corner. Oh, catches a backdash, not quite death though.
And he gets the overhead. Boki living very strongly right now. That's going to be 1 round.
But again, no bar. Boki does not save meter under any circumstances. Every time he wins a round or even loses closely, it's always out of bar. And that's going to be a nice confirm. If he can keep Boki in the corner, he's going to be in a really good situation here.
Good damage, 42%. And he tries to go for the delay. Doesn't see Wake Up, instantly in with the reaction, and there comes the plus frames, implementing it. Nice forward 3 though, just try and challenge that.
Oh, gets the hard to block, but doesn't confirm, so completely wasted. Wake Up down 2. Stossen being brave right now. Catches some pressing buttons, gets the plus frames. Boki just waking up with a jump, and that's going to be a round. Yeah, at this point, as soon as he delayed his Wake Up, he just sealed his fate.
Now, I think Boki actually did try and convert that jump kick into a teleport. It's just that he went over Stossen rather than in front of him, and that's why a teleport mustn't have come out. But he's still alive. Tries to get the cancel. He has recharged his stamina. Nice reversal there, though, and Stossen, no fear challenging that. Oh no, he tries to go for some sort of Wake Up right there, and there goes good damage. Respectable 29%.
Not too bad. Oh, catch the pressing buttons again. Boki forced to break, unfortunately, on just getting hit by a straight up, well, mid at that point, later in the string.
Oh, nice delay there. He's going to convert that into good damage. Gets the knockdown again. Boki has no bar. Gets tagged by the low. And once again, finally committing. And that was really smart there from Stossen. Really, really smart there from Stossen, because right at the end, he acknowledged every single time I've gone, I believe it's back 1-4 or something, where he goes in for the low. Every single time Stossen went for that string, Boki got hit by the low. Every time. And the final play that won this set was, he has no bar for reversal. I am absolutely going to go for this string. I know he's going to get hit by the low, so I'm going to go straight in for Meteor Burn Rocket, because it's definitely going to hit.
I find it quite appropriate, really, how a question we received today from you guys was, what's fuzzy guarding? Fuzzy guarding is what Boki should have been doing in that situation, and at no point did he decide to do it.
It's not even a fuzzy, like, there is no mix-up there. It's,
No,
that
but
string
that's
will
what I mean.
always go low.
It's just blocking ready for it, and at no point was he ready for that low. It wasn't really mix-up as such, because obviously, you're not exactly going to stagger it into the overhead, but the point remains, you have to be ready for where the string is going to hit. And he wasn't at any point, and it cost him the whole set.
For him to get hit by so many of those kind of suggests that maybe Boki is not familiar with Jackie Briggs that kind of utilize those strings. Because, I mean, there are Jackie Briggs players. I mean, in the online world, there are Jackie Briggs players, and there are kind of like sort of tournament level Jackie Briggs players that use a lot more strings. I mean, the really good Jackie Briggs players kind of utilize a lot more of the tool set that she has access to. So the plus frames on forward 1-2, the plus frames on things like, guaranteeing the standing 4 into something. You don't really see that kind of stuff from a lot of Jackie players. But I mean, it's interesting because I'm pretty sure how often Boki and the Bizzle play. And the Bizzle, obviously, a very, very strong European Jackie player. I would have expected sort of Boki to kind of be, I suppose, blocking a little bit more of the stuff that really aren't mix-ups, if you know what I mean.
I mean, as we see from the replays that we'll be seeing in just a few seconds, I mean, really how that set went. Kung Lao we expected. I'm interested how he stuck with Takeda longer than he did Kung Lao in the set. I'm not sure if he just doesn't like the matchup or if he thinks Takeda does particularly well against her. It was just very, very questionable.
That was that X-ray. I still love that X-ray so much.
Well, I mean, that was what I was going to call a Canadian X-ray. Obviously, Biohazard and Honeybee. If your X-ray is safe or plus or whatever, and they're at low health, then it's going to give you. I mean, I don't know if Jackie's is plus on block, but if they're at low health, you're not using your meter to kill them, and it's in the neutral, and it's going to get you into a nice situation even on block. Then why not? It might look random, it might not look very calculated. But it was in that situation. If it's safe, if it guarantees some chip damage, or if you just don't need the bar at that point and it's going to put the threat into them in future matches, then go for it, and it worked. So you know in that situation, if Stossen was to play again, or if he plays anyone else later, when it comes to play Irish Madness, if he's got X-Ray and Irish Madness is at low health, you're telling me Irish Madness isn't going to go, he X-rayed before, he might do it again and hesitate or get ready for it. Like,
now,
who knows?
The thing is, Irish Madness versus Stossen, that's going to be quite an interesting match because in the interview where Stossen goes, obviously no disrespect intended Irish Madness, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to be fighting Madden in the semis if I make it through. Irish Madness, I mean, what if he wins? He's going to be like, what?
That means that means he wasn't preparing for stunt double, and he's now got to fight stunt double. So this could be very interesting. We're seeing a lot of Cage in Briggs family, aren't we? In the EU League. We see Cassie, we see Sonya, we see a lot of Cage lately, and now we're seeing Jackie. It's a big old family reunion.
It is a military-based top, whatever you want to call it.
Reunion.
Family reunion. Family reunion. We'll call it that. So, looks like we have our 2 semi-finals that are good to go, which is going to be Foxy Grandpa versus Mr. Aquari. They're going to get the run back. And it's going to be Irish Mantis versus Stossen. All of these matches I'm going to be really looking forward to. But before we kick off into a small break, have Twitter been very active tonight?
They have indeed. There's been lots of attention drawn to something they seem to be calling the family feud tonight. Melina versus Katana, Johnny versus Sonya. That's seems to be a big hit, but we have a great pun here from our very own Falcon. Season 6 of Game of Clones was featured with Madzin versus Mantis.
I mean, I can't really, I can't scoff at that.
It's Grandmaster versus Stunt Devil, to be fair. I mean, I've got to give him props for that one.
And then from our very own Tyler Lansdowne, some talk of people winning by combo spamming in the chat. Ketchup and Mustard, can you please explain how this isn't a thing?
Combo spamming is
not a thing.
It's an epidemic. It's an epidemic that must be stopped, where people do cheap combos to win, and it's just not right.
I mean, let's think of it. Combos are referred to, and we'll keep this quick because it's not really a long explanation, but you have certain combos that you'll get from certain situations. There is a max damage optimal version of those situations.
Bread and butter.
Exactly. If you're not going for your standard max damage of every situation, you're not playing the character right. You're not doing the right thing unless you're going for a setup or something along those lines at a higher level. If I can hit you and take away 30% and hit you with that often, so it looks like I'm doing the same combo over and over. But if I'm hitting you with it and you're letting me do it, why would I not do max damage? Why would I cut it low just to be flashy or just to not play an optimized level? It's all about optimization, and really the point of a fighting game is you want to get rid of their health before you lose yours. And if you do more damage to make that easier, then do it. Why would you ever not?
It's pretty much been that way for many. I mean, everyone kind of has a go-to combo they will go to get kind of max damage off punishes. If I have a set combo that's going to do good damage, then I'm going to opt to go for that every single time. There's too much money on the line to not refine your gameplay.
So over the short break, guys, remember you can tweet me your questions that are using the hashtag MKXProLeague. I'll read some out when I'm next on camera. And you can also enter our raffle at esl.gg/MKXComp. You can win the lovely MKX Pro Player Pack this week, again, with that amazing Scorpion skin in it.
Cool. So thanks very much for sticking with us, guys. Do not go anywhere. We've had some amazing matches so far, but our semi-finals are lined up and ready to go. We're going to cut to a short break, but do not go anywhere. You don't want to miss this.
Peggy 18.
I fear no gods, Raiden.
That is why you shall lose.
Raiden, the Thunder God. Charged with the protection of mortals, Raiden has led Earthrealm's warriors to crucial Mortal Kombat victories against ruthless invaders. Wielding godlike power, Lord Raiden unleashes his fury through lightning storm attacks and electrifying pressure. Once known as a stoic defender, he now seeks to obliterate those who threaten to destroy all he holds dear.
Show me what you have learned.
In the Master of Storms variation, Raiden uses Static Trap, placing electrified orbs on stage that connect in a bolt of lightning. Maximize the strategic placement of Static Traps by using different special moves to corner your opponent. On knockdown, quickly place a full lightning trap, down forward B plus right trigger, to punish hasty jumps from the corner or crush your opponent's armored wake-up attacks.
Lightning cuts through the dark.
In the Displacer variation, Raiden can teleport to different stage locations, greatly increasing his mobility and rushdown potential. Use Fork Lightning, Back XB, in combination with enhanced teleports to extend combos and maintain superior stage positioning. Keep in mind Raiden can teleport in front of or behind his enemy, allowing him to continue the onslaught in the corner or bring the fight back to center stage.
Your insolence will be punished.
Raiden's fury is unleashed with high pressure play and new combo strings in the Thunder God variation. His special move Lightning, down back X, can now be dash cancelled, allowing him to extend combos and continue the assault. Watch for the orb to pulse in Raiden's hands before inputting your run, and close the gap between your opponent with Distant Thunder, YXB. Overcharge Raiden's normal attacks by holding down the last input in a combo, effectively juggling a trapped opponent.
Be gone, destroyer!
Raiden's mix-ups are most effective in the corner. Utilize his special moves Shocker, down forward Y plus right trigger, and Electrofly, back forward A, to keep positional advantage in the fight. Curb your opponent's temper with some shock therapy. Today's forecast, victory, with a chance of brutality.
Do not provoke a god.
Raiden wins.
Safeguard Earthrealm with the electrifying Thunder God, Raiden.
Hello everybody and welcome back. You are watching week 4 of the Mortal Kombat X Pro League presented by ESL, where we have our 2 semi-finals where we're going to decide who's going to make it into Grand Finals this week, playing for that money as always, but more importantly, those placement points, which are adding up pretty fast. We have our first semi-final coming up, which is going to be PXP at Foxy Grandpa versus STB Mr. Aquari. Now, this is going to be an interesting matchup because these guys actually fought in, I believe, last week's Challenger Cup. I want to say last week's Challenger Cup. And Aquari...
The week that Foxy was allowed to enter, because that was the week he didn't make top 8, because
Yeah.
it was the first. So second, I want to say, the second Challenger Cup? Surely it must have been.
Basically, when these guys fought in the Challenger Cup that Foxy was able to enter, Aquari actually took him out and beat him in the Challenger Cup. So we have seen what Aquari can do today. We saw a fantastic display of Demo Sonya, some really crazy tech. Obviously, we've seen a lot of tech because of players like Scar and Ayase kind of showing us what Demo can do anyway, but Aquari putting it to good use. And to be honest, I think impressing everybody tonight.
I mean, I wasn't expecting that level of play from Aquari, so I will hold my hands up and just admit that I was wrong about my expectations. He's pleasantly surprised all of us. And if he can continue this momentum and take out Foxy Grandpa, he will be the wild card for the rest of the EU League. If he can do this and take out Foxy, who is currently undefeated in Season 3 of the Pro League, I mean, notice I said the Pro League, not the Challenger Cups, then that is going to be quite a bragging right to move forward with.
Everyone wants to end a streak. I mean, there's only one more streak to end, really, which is Foxy's winning streak. I mean, on the North American side, I mean, huge shouts to Yomi Slayer, who took out Sonic Fox this week, getting into top 8, and Yomi Michelangelo, who took out UA Scar. Well, actually, no longer UA Scar. He's a free agent nowadays. Who took out Scar, I believe, 3-0. So these strong players that have had very dominant runs. And even this week, actually, Madden getting taken out round 1 by Iris Manis. There's been a lot of what you could consider upsets nowadays, where, you know, it's been interesting.
But
and the only player that's left... I'll let you say. The only player that's left to defeat right now is Foxy.
That is exactly what I was going to say, though. We've seen, in NA, we've seen Sonic Fox was taken out. Scar was taking out, Wound Cowboy was taking out, and now we've got Madden's been taking out. So Foxy Grandpa is currently the only real player left in the league this week that has this phenomenal streak on the go. So if he loses it now, this will be week 4 will be the week that the Titans fell.
I mean, I'm actually really excited to see the match because We've actually seen Foxy fight. We actually compared Aquari's cover ops to Harry Nightmare's. When we saw last week, Foxy and Harry Nightmare had to fight. Foxy very convincingly took out Harry Nightmare. Now, the question is, if Aquari goes for demo, what's the matchup we're going to see? Are we going to see this sort of impatient dive kick heavy Sonya
I think
Aquari
is beyond that at this point. He has refined his play. He is not the same player that we saw in Season 1. He has increased his level of play exponentially. Absolutely incredible play right now from him today. And if he continues it against Foxy, then he could take this.
Okay, so obviously Foxy going back to the tried and tested piercing Melina. I actually found out this costume is his favorite Melina costume too. I mean, I never really knew. I mean, he had a Tempest Lao. That was Tempest Revenant Lao. That was his kind of go-to costume of choice. But with Melina, it seems to be, I can't even remember the name. It's this one. The one with the cool headdress. And a workout Sonya for Mr. Aquari.
So we're on the pit 2 again. Not
Now,
really going to make that much of a difference. I mean, to be fair, we don't really see Foxy utilize interactions at all for the most part.
And I like the idea of running in there because Aquari, although he has got some grenades stocked, it's actually quite risky for Foxy to go for the instant dash in after a break, because if Aquari just so happened to throw a grenade, that would have caught the forward dash. Runs in, tries to get the jailing. Good pressure again, good block on the low, and here comes Foxy, gets the overhead, and he's going to have to opt to go for a safe reload. Isn't going to get much damage out of that hit.
But does need to manage to bag himself a reload, but he's going to get hit straight up, can't break. Gonna eat this damage for free, 35% damage, yes we go. Aquari looking pretty bad right now in the round, but gets a dive kick. This could be the turnaround, at the very least, forces a breaker out of Foxy.
Oh no, I mean, you know what? I actually think he might have got a clean jump in had he committed to the jumping punch rather than the slightly slower startup of the dive kick.
I mean, Foxy did just break, so that was a wonderful position to hit him again. No stamina, no meter, but is gonna get hit by this staggered.
Once again, Foxy with that piercing Melina sticking you on a grid with those plus frames. Nice catch to back 1-2 roll, and that's going to be for good damage once again. Now, Aquari has an X-ray, and if anything's taught us anything, Sonya with an X-ray is quite dangerous.
But again, that was Season 1 Aquari. Whether he's still like that, I'm not sure. It was a very, very risky read doing your X-ray for the extra parry.
Goes in for the meter burn restand, blocks the 50-50, gets it again. Foxy goes in for the meterless roll though, just to interrupt that.
Oh, there's a dive kick. Keeps himself safe, but that could be it.
Oh, he's still alive, ever so slightly, but here comes Foxy, gets the roll just to convert. And I think Foxy has listened to us saying, man, he's dropping that brutality a lot. And now he's finding loads of different ways to not drop it.
Now, Aquari's getting himself some good situations right now. It's just, I don't know. It's just in the neutral, Foxy is just doing what Foxy does and is just really controlling the pace of the match in general. He's shutting you down. I mean, something Foxy said about his Melina play that definitely reigns true against the majority of the people he fights is, I want to find out how you get in on Sai and how you deal with back 1-2 on block. And as soon as I figured out what you're doing for that, I make it my mission to just shut that down as fast as possible. That's how Foxy plays. He establishes the full screen Sai game because he's got his counter zoning, so he doesn't usually have to worry about you throwing stuff back because he knows it's a problem. And as soon as you get in on the size, he's got back 1-2 range. So he wants to find out how you deal with the fast screen game, how you deal with the point blank game, and then he makes it his just life's goal to just deal with that as fast as possible.
Now that's kind of the patented sort of Melina step back. Just taking that small walk back on prediction of you pressing a button, try and secure the first hit. Aquari goes in for an instant dive kick to try and secure it, but even that whiffs against the Melina walk back. Good block on the overhead there, and right there, Foxy with the matchup knowledge, knowing that you can armor reverse all those grenade tosses.
I mean, Foxy always thinks himself so pretty. Wow, a rare dive kick in the neutral out of nowhere, but it's going to connect. That's the thing. As soon as you get Foxy, normally quite a safe player, as soon as he does something punishable that you don't expect, you have to be ready to make him pay for it. Because if you're not going to make him pay, he's going to do it more often. You have to condition him.
Here's the dangerous situation. The machine gun size that we see Foxy go for is going to stop Aquari from going for that reload almost all the time. And
wow,
Demolition with no opportunity to reload is not a great situation to be in. Catches the low again, and that's very plus on hit. Tries to go in for the meter burn just to catch him. Foxy gets tagged, has to use that time to go for a safe reload, and he does make the good call there.
Question is, how much is he going to be able to utilize here? Because that's one grenade gone. Oh, there we go. Actually gets the punish this time. 2 grenades, 3 grenades, has to reload. 21% damage, not a lot. Oh, wow, that was a wonderful read from Aquari.
Good chase down, is going to go for the splat. Again into the safe reload, but gets tagged by the rawest of bull rolls.
Now he's sitting at a breaker now, but has to be careful.
Oh no,
he
spent
isn't.
a bar and didn't get anything off it. Very unfortunate. Delays the dive kick. Foxy ready. The grab's not going to kill, but the Oki might.
Oh, there's the duck. No, misses a throw, and that is everything. Aquari got the perfect read, but no.
He had no grenades. He had no grenades to make anything off of it. So unfortunate there for Mr. Aquari. Gets the punish, but just doesn't have any resources to make the damage. You can see he tried to go in for the low there, but just didn't get anything off it. Very unfortunate.
I mean, as soon as we saw him use the bar on the grenade and he got stuffed out, we were like, okay, that's it, game. Hasn't got a breaker anymore. He's like half to full screen away, GG. And then he makes the read, and then he makes the good play, but the drop.
I actually agree with him sticking for demolition. I think opting to change to cover ops would be a bad idea. I do strongly think that Piercing will do an absolutely fine job against cover ops variations.
But
so
again,
I think Demo, it just at least give you those neutral tools. Every time we're seeing Aquari get hit, it's coming off of those grenades.
But does he even play cover ops anymore? Because every time I've seen Aquari as of late, albeit not very regularly, but it's always demolition. I think he's definitely sort of found his new comfort zone in this variation. So I don't expect we'll see him change at all, really.
And there's that quick recovery on the low side. I mean, just getting that clean 50-50 there from Foxy Grandpa. I don't think we are yet to see that ever not connect. Like that overhead off that always hits.
I mean, a 50-50 is a 50-50. It's a guessing game throughout. It's just a question of whether Foxy's going to enforce it. Really, you have to get a read on, yes, it's a guess, but is he going to do it? Is he even going to risk it? Because I was saying, if he's got a breaker, it is truly a mix-up, like at all times. But as soon as he hasn't got a breaker, it becomes a little bit less attractive of an option.
Has to go in for the reload. Nice. He's going to bag himself 3 grenades. Detonates one early. Good grab from Foxy. Again, looking kind of bad for Aquari. Tries to go for the ball roll, so I like that option. If he goes for the dive kick, ball roll's going to whiff, so you're safe. And if he doesn't go for it, then it would have him clean. Match point, Foxy Grandpa.
He's 1 round away from making yet another Grand Finals. I mean, this really is Foxy's... Again, it's Foxy's league. He's #1 seed again. Just a truly phenomenal player. But again, Mr. Aquari has beaten him not too long ago. So if he has to bring it out, he has 2 games and a round to even tie it up at this point.
This is a good way to start it. Spend those grenades, get damage.
No.
This is the first. That's actually the first time we've seen Aquari get that combo drop, and it's probably one of the most costly situations where you can't drop that combo. And again, Foxy gets tagged. Can't go for the safe reload though because it didn't tag him all the way. Dive kick just shut it down. Once again, dive kick again.
And
to
there's
cover
another 50-50. Aquari gets hit by it again, but he just can't get any grenades. Foxy Grandpa is just completely robbing him of this resource.
He's going to get it this time. It's not quite going to kill, but right now, looking kind of hard for him to survive. And he's going to go in just like that, straight in with the back 1-2. Foxy's going to go for the fatality as well. And there you go, classic stuff. Ultimate MK3.
I mean, 3-0 is a really good way to really reply to losing to someone in the tournament, you know? Really replying with, okay, you beat me before, but I used to beat you 3 straight games. No problem. And just like that, he's now got that momentum again. Foxy is once again thinking to himself, another opponent that beat me, that I've defeated again. That's the thing. It's really hard to beat Foxy in tournament twice. Very rarely do we see it happen, but he's one of the best players I've seen at adapting on the fly. Some players, it takes them a little while, but Foxy Grandpa just gets you like that, especially now, obviously, we made the change to 3 out of 5 through most tournaments worldwide. That has helped someone like Foxy really well, who just thrives on being able to download you as fast as possible.
I think the change to 3 out of 5 is always very useful, especially when you're a player that kind of needs time to change things up. And I think in that situation where Foxy, I mean, every time he loses in tournament, he does his homework. I mean, no matter what the setting is. If
So
it's
you should, really. So
if it's a small tournament, if it's a major tournament, it doesn't matter. He's going to go home and he's going to study what did I do wrong there, what happened, and how can I rectify this. Now, it's pretty much like he's one of the strongest players, I think, at playing off what the opponent does. Like, he'll pretty much spend the entire game kind of sitting in that jump distance, and he's going to wait for you to do something. He's going to harass you with size. He's going to make you get aggressive and try and come in. And every time you do that, he's instantly going to answer back with something and then enforce some kind of mix-up. I mean, it seems so basic on paper, the way Foxy uses Melina. It's back 1-2. How do you handle back 1-2? How do you handle the zoning of the size? And it's such a basic game plan, but works to such strong effect. I mean, Aquari did have a couple of moments of greatness there. I mean, even we saw that in the replay, the instant grenade toss to challenge the back 1-2, but it feels like to beat Foxy in tournament, I think you really need to be doing all of these things right all of the time. There is no room for error.
Well, that's the thing about fighting Melina. If you really dominate your opponent with Melina, you make it look like your opponent has no idea how to play the game. But if you lose with Melina, it's because you've guessed wrong on 50-50s, or your staggers haven't gone to work. So if you lose with Melina playing like this, it makes you look like you're just not playing very well at all. But if you win with it, it makes your opponent look terrible at the game. It's just one of those situations.
It's quite a double-edged sword, really, isn't it?
I mean, something I really wanted to point out is, let's think back to Season 1. Foxy Grandpa, Kung Lao just rampage the entire duration of the weeklies we had in Season 1. So what did we see? We saw loads of Kung Lao players start placing in the league and start playing the character. Not really happening again with Season 3. We're not really seeing that many Melina players try and make the cut, in EU especially.
Yeah, I would definitely agree with that. We haven't seen as many Melinas on the EU, but while we're getting the next match set up, Sassenach, has Twitter been particularly active?
They have indeed, but before I get into that, just to remind you, you can follow us on Twitter at ESL Mortal Kombat and tweet your questions at me using the hashtag MKXProLeague. If you've got any questions about players, characters, or the game in general, just drop me a tweet with that hashtag and I can ask the boys for you. You can also enter our raffle at esl.gg/MKXComp to be in with a chance of winning the lovely MKX Pro Player Kit, which contains that lovely scorpion skin. Dylan Robinson says, 3 out of the 4 of the Apocalypse fell this week. Sonic Fox, Scar, and Madzin. Only Foxy Grandpa still stands. Do you think there's a chance that he will be beaten?
Is that the new name? They're the Force Horsemen. Force Horsemen.
The Force Horsemen.
God, I ruined this.
The
four
four
horsemen
players of the Apocalypse.
The 4 players of the Apocalypse.
Apparently so.
The 4 variations of the Apocalypse.
I mean, look, that's a pretty good title. I think we should coin that one. I mean, it makes sense. I mean, they've been so dominant. I mean, Foxy's the last man standing when it comes to just pure online ESL dominance. I mean, he could always lose today. If Irish Madness makes it in, he's going to get the run back where he no doubt would have done his homework. Stossen, I mean, Foxy and Stossen have fought before. Foxy does tend to come off better, but Stossen, I mean, is a strong player anyway. I mean, not to be underestimated. I mean, speaking of these two players, we're going to be going into our second semi-final right now, which is going to be Irish Mantis versus Stossen, or Stossen. I'm not sure how he wants me to pronounce that.
But to be fair, I mean, something I really want to point out is Stossen, this is his first top 8.
It is.
But only because he's had to fight Foxy Grandpa for top 8 as the last match for top 8 twice. If he had any other path, do you think he might have made 3 top 8s and he would be one of our highest point earners right now?
I think Stossen has been very unfortunate so far, where he has had to fight Foxy twice and has got 9th. I mean, going into this, he had 20 points, which meant he was 1 game away from top 8 in 2 separate situations, and he had to fight Foxy both times. I believe that with a Jackie of this quality, we would have probably seen him in top 8 at least one other time had he not had to fight Foxy first. But I mean, here we go. Here he is. He's in semi-finals, taking out Boki. Really, really strong showing in general, really. And going into this Irish Mantis, he could really benefit from this Grand Finals placing. I mean, comes in last week, does really well for himself. Sitting on 75 points, that includes the 25 he's earned by getting into top 8 to begin with. But if he gets into Grand Finals, again, that's going to push him up above 100 points.
But this is what interests me. This is really more of a much more important semi-final to both players in terms of points than we saw before, because Irish Mantis needs to keep this ball rolling. He's going to have at least 100 because he got 50 last week, and he's going to have 50 at least today. But Stossen has even less than that. So if they want to make the finals, this match is going to be really important. Like, we did find ourselves in a position last season where, like, I believe it was like the 6th place was the last one that was up for grabs, and there was like 10-15 points in between it. So getting that point now at week 4 could save these guys from a lot of stress later on in the league.
Stossen not respecting it again, kind of that true story. Nice use of the meter burn. We see him go for it all the time.
Oh no, he drops the clone setup. That is heartbreaking, but still manages to get the trade to keep the corner positioning at very least.
That was definitely no combo drop. That was just Irish Mantis trying to use the timer as much as possible and just not getting it, and was probably like a second away from having it. He is going to go for the recharge there, and what comes next?
Oh, blocks at 50-50. Irish Mantis and gets the counter poke. That's going to be round 1.
And he's going to opt, and that's unfortunate that Stunt Double loses those doubles going into the next round, because I mean, that's probably why he saved it, just in case, but there you go.
I mean, the timer in between will at least let him call them again. It's just not something he can retain, you know, so it's kind of a double-edged sword in that regard.
Now, he's not really going to get an opportunity to ever go for the Force Ball in this situation, because, I mean, the bullets are just so quick. That's one of the strengths of Full Auto, like, the sheer travel speed of those projectiles right there. Oh, I like the option for going for the meter burn back forward 1, because it is quicker and harder to armor break. Big damage there from Stossen in the corner. Oh,
nice. 46. Stossen on point right now, gets a sweep. Not quite sure what that was, but still manages to keep a life lead. Goes for the trip guard. Irish Mantis blocks it though, and there's the air to where Irish Mantis still has clones ready though. Wants to use them in pressure, it seems. Oh, there's a wonderful armor. Stossen clearly knows this matchup.
That is some matchup knowledge right there. Gets the trip guard. Stossen taking round 2. Now, the interrupt there of the clone. Very, very smart. I mean, that's a matchup knowledge thing, so you know he's ready for the matchup. Gets the ground pound. Nice.
Oh, there's the interactable gone. Oh, Irish Mantis almost gets cacked there. I thought it was going to stick his leg out too much and get caught.
That was really good use of the down 4. Catches the low. Good use of the low shot there, though, just to chew up that Irish Mantis down 4.
Patience, Dawson using the walk speed to its full use. Irish Mantis gets the crouch, though. He's to use the bar.
Oh, there's the reversal. Here he comes, goes in for the nut punch. This is going to be plus frames. What comes next?
Oh,
Gets the stagger.
Now, that was a clutch break. Stossen, if he didn't do that, would be in a seriously bad situation, but has no bar right now. Oh, staggers it again for the throw. Irish Mantis really making the most of the pressure right now.
And there's the plus frames. Gonna get the plus frames again. Gets the grab again, and that's one of the strengths, I think, of stunt double, is that you're always going to be waiting for some sort of stagger, especially when you've got the stunt double copies on deck. And it's going to open up a humongous window to get those grabs.
It sort of goes back to what we were saying before about how Irish Mantis defeated Madsen, in the sense that he set up what normally is, you know, a punch low, so, you know, 3 hits, block the low. Normally, people can sort of delay that 1-1 and go for the overhead. You normally see the gap and then stand block instead. Irish Mantis knew that and went for the throw. This time, he did the exact opposite. So again, showing that that mix-up is there to be enforced, and when your opponent has like a throw's life of health left, it becomes so dangerous.
Now the question is, what is the adjustment that Stossen's going to make? I mean, you can zone him. You can definitely zone stunt double cage in this matchup. I mean, we saw it put to good use there. The question is how you deal with the pressure afterwards once he gets in, inevitably.
Oh wow, starts off brave using his bar of meter for that, but will manage to get the first hit, so it doesn't matter too much. Nice block from Irish Mantis.
You can tell there was a bit of a delay there, just in case Stossen went for some kind of quick attack in front.
Oh, and again, uses his second bar on that too. At least gets the corner, gets the low. This can be big damage again.
That's going to hurt. Oh no, he drops it. No punish from Mantis. Very, very sloppy.
Catches the uppercut, going to turn into an up punch. Restand, has a clone ready.
Oh, and he gets another grab.
Oh no, didn't work. Stossen having to use a lot of bar right now, and that was a nice clean anti-air from Irish Mantis. We're going to take round 1 on this, gets us some guaranteed chip. No, Stossen guarantees, challenges it.
That was almost such a mistake. All he had to do was punch her in the nuts, or non-existent nuts.
I mean, do the move that normally gets the situation. Oh, gets a full jump in, but doesn't confirm, and Irish Mantis responds with a counter poke armor.
Oh, and he gets the overhead again. Stossen, I'm not sure what he was waiting for, but he's going to eat that overhead.
Oh, gets a full jump over as well. Irish Mantis probably went for the anti-cross-up, didn't quite get it. How much damage is this going to do?
Big damage, 37%.
God, she hurts so much.
It's one of the strengths of Jackie Briggs. She does hit like a truck. Oh no, gets hit.
I mean,
still has a mimic on deck.
Like father, like daughter. I guess if she got anything from Jackson the Gene Pool, it's his damage output.
Oh, these are not good trades for Stossen at all right now.
He's in trouble. I mean, Irish Mantis builds himself 2 bars right now. Oh, wait a minute. How long has that been a brutality?
Oh, and look, the stunt double does it as well. Oh, no, we didn't. That was... I didn't even know that was brutal.
Wow, that was incredible. Now, he was neutral crouching, expecting the... Do you reckon he just assumed the kick was going to go over him?
Maybe.
Because that was a clean, he just neutral crouched, and it kicked him in the head.
That's not... The meter burn shadow kick in A-list isn't a mid. So, I mean, maybe that the neutral crouch was waiting for it, but he is going to eat it. Now... I think we might actually see a shotgun pick, because the full auto, the zoning isn't really doing much. And he's changed to boot camp Jackie, of which shotgun looks a lot better. So the costume change might have already cemented the variation just like that. How about that? Going in for shotgun.
He's in this difficult situation right here. Irish Mantis 2 games up. Let's not forget, Stossen did say in his interview that, you know, no disrespect to Irish Mantis, but I'm prepared a bit more for Madsen. I think he's going to move on in the semi-final.
Well.
And here we are, 2 games up on him. I mean, to be fair, I mean, Madsen was a powerhouse. Like, it wasn't a terrible assumption, but Irish Mantis really showing why he is a force to be reckoned with in the EU League.
Now, Stossen's definitely gone for shotgun because he just wants to go toe-to-toe. He wants to be able to just fight Mantis on the ground. I mean, let's not forget, shotgun does have a true vortex.
Oh, wow. Oh, tries to go for the confirm. Doesn't quite get it, but nice idea. There's the air. Very powerful. Oh, and misses it again.
Slightly too high up for sure. Oh, and he's not going to respect those plus frames. And here come plus frames once again. Oh, gets the down 4, low profiling.
And there's the uppercut. Could be a comeback. Irish Mantis severe low on like chip damage health at this point. Oh, blocks the nut punch. That'll be a clean punish. 2 hits, 5%. Stossen takes round 1.
I mean, I think the change to shotgun might have been a very good change. I mean, just fight him up close. I mean, shotgun has got the tools to do it. The only danger here is that you are going to be opening yourself up to fight stunt double up close where he wants to be.
There's a nice 32%, staggers it. Gets himself a clone setup. Oh, tries to capitalize, but doesn't quite get it.
Oh,
no!
he trip guards with the overhead. He's going to opt to keep it. That's going to be big damage, and he's going to get those plus frames and guarantee that round. Match point. Irish Mantis on the verge of going into Grand Finals, 3-0ing Stossen from CIS.
I mean, this is just a really powerful set. Stossen making a nice adjustment with the shotgun. It's doing a good job, but again, these clones are proving really hard to deal with. And there's the NJP anti-air. Stossen not ready.
Oh no, hard to blockable, gets hit, that doesn't matter. I mean, that was a very bad time to get hit with no breaker available there, because that was hard to blockable all day. Look at how much damage he's lost already because of it. And he's going to build another one, so if he gets him in the corner, it's looking pretty bad. Here comes Irish Madness again. He's got all the meter in the world to handle this round. One is all he needed, straight in, just like that. Irish Madness moves into Grand Finals.
That was absolutely incredible. Grand Finals, I mean, Irish Madness Grand Finals? Really? This is sick. Like, Irish Madness showing that. I mean, he was always a threat. He was always a really powerful player, but to make Grand Finals, beating Madsen and widely regarded as the best international Jackie player, like, that's not a bad way of doing it. Irish Madness cementing himself with a serious resume this week.
And he's going to get the run back against Foxy. I mean, that was a great... we said how much he needs this win. Going into Grand Finals, getting a minimum of 75 points right now. I mean, if he wins, he's going to get 100. If he can dethrone Foxy, I mean, there's one player left this week to kind of end the ESL Season 3 streak, and that's Foxy. If Irish Madness, he didn't get completely decimated last week. So, I mean... There were definitely signs of life. I mean, I can see Irish Madness potentially putting this one through. And as you can see right there, I mean, so much damage. Jackie Briggs hitting like an absolute truck. The change to shotgun, I completely agree with the switch. I think shotgun can compete with Cage personally, because I mean, like, you're going to be going toe for toe. You're going to be point blank. The only danger is by being point blank, you're also giving Stunt Double the situation that he wants. And the second you get it, bam, anti-air, you're in the corner, hard to blockable. I mean, he went for it and got it. It's very tricky to deal with.
He's just paying attention. Like, using normals to anti-air is something that is very prominent in Mortal Kombat especially, but Johnny Cage just gets so much mileage out of it. If you can turn your normal anti-air into a restand, into mimicry, not mimicry, that's a Chinook thing, into stunt doubles.
I'm sure there's a universal word for it.
Yeah, I'd say doubles, mimics, something like that.
We'll call it the double, shall we?
Yeah, I think that helps. I mean, I have a feeling we're going to be seeing a lot of this guy in the next few weeks, so I think we might have to start coining a certain phrase for it.
I think if Mattis manages to find his way through and he keeps up this level of success, bear in mind, guys, the halfway point of the Pro League will basically be concluded as this broadcast ends. We have one more set, and then we're officially at the halfway mark. If Mattis gets the win today, he's going to be in a great situation of points where if he keeps up the consistency, he could very well be one of our EU players getting sent to the finals to play for that 200k pot.
And he's, you know, outside of the game, genuinely a really nice guy. So, I mean, if you put the time in, especially with the character, even if it's not considered the best variation of your character, if you put the time in, your rewards will be success, and Irish Madness is proving that.
Okay, so while we get this grand final set up, I'd like to ask Sassenach one more time before we get kicked off, how active's Twitter been?
Yeah, you've had some lovely tweets from all you guys tonight, but just before I get into those, remember you can tweet me at using the hashtag MKXProLeague. Who do you think is going to win tonight? Do you think Irish Mantis is going to have what it takes to take down a Foxy Grandpa? Let me know via Twitter. You can follow us at ESL Mortal Kombat as well. And you can also enter the raffle to win the pro player kit at esl.gg/MKXComp. We have a question from Break 'em Off. He wants to know, why does Leatherface hit so hard?
I think it's probably part of his character design, right? I mean, he does big damage across pretty much all variations. He will get comfortable above 40% damage off some of his punishes, I believe.
If he uses bar, yes.
If he uses bar, because obviously it's a grounded punish into sort of like mix-up damage. So in things like Killer, you're going to hit really hard into some form of reset, which will go into the unblockable or a grab. Butcher does the same thing, hitting really hard and then going into a restand situation. So, I mean, it's probably part of his character design. I mean, he is a very heavy, bulky character. It kind of makes sense for... I mean, he's not the slowest of characters by any means, but he's definitely got his weaknesses. I mean, he's very, very easy to zone out for a lot of characters. So I think it makes sense that a character like Leatherface has such a humongous payout when he closes in that gap and gets up close.
He's a really cool character. I mean, again, I hope we see a lot of the KP2
He's
characters.
definitely a good character. I mean, we could definitely see a Leatherface find his way into the top 8 because Leatherface is a good character.
All right, so let's have a quick look at today's bracket and how the matches have gone. I mean, quite a lot of upsets here and there. Foxy Grandpa makes himself into a comfortable 6-0 to Grand Finals right here. But Irish Mantis takes out Mads in 3-2, an amazing set. Irish Mantis defeats Stossen 3-0 in, I mean, I'm going to call that an upset as such because Stossen is a great player by himself, but we haven't seen him before. So Foxy Grandpa and Irish Mantis, they get their run back last time. Foxy did defeat Irish Mantis, but Irish Mantis, he didn't go down for free. He had some fight in him, and he took some serious rounds, made a couple of mistakes, a couple of errors, which is all Foxy needs to thrive off and really turn things into his favor. But I think if Irish Mantis plays at his best and doesn't make any mistakes, then we could see a very strong showing from him in this grand final.
I mean, it's hard to say. I mean, going into this grand finals where Foxy's been so dominant in the season, but as you said last week, there were definitely signs of life from Irish Mantis, so we could see it. Stun Double Johnny Cage has got two tools to deal with that kind of piercing meta. Again, good mids, and in Stunt Double, good mids that can turn into plus frames. You know, the plus frames that Foxy got caught not respecting a couple of times last week. So if he can get those plus frames into some sort of block string, he could be in a good situation, especially if Foxy gets caught. Now, one of the crucial elements that Foxy implemented last week was using that meter burn Melina roll to kind of challenge the plus frames. If Irish Mantis can get good reads on that, he could be in a great situation, because if you bait that meter burn reversal, she's lost a bar, and your stunt double, who is going to hit extremely hard into restand.
Well, I think that's it. It's just being ready to punish Foxy when he does unsafe things. If he does a dive kick, you need to be able to punish it. If he does a roll and you block it, you need to be able to punish it. If you block the 50-50 and he commits to the unsafe option, you have to be ready to punish it. If you are on your stunt double, that's corner positioning, that's a restand, that's just a really good opportunity, a really good position to be in against a character that normally just forces you to play their game. But as soon as you get the opportunity to enforce what you want to do, and you make Foxy either guess or read and do stuff he's not normally used to having to do, because he's so good at doing that to other people, then you're going to find yourself in a really good situation.
Now, these guys are setting up their buttons, guys. They're almost good to go. We'll be with you very, very, very soon. But, I mean, it's Melina versus Stunt Double. We are definitely going to see this matchup. Foxy Grandpa making the full transition to Melina, and Irish Mantis has been rocking Stunt Double since the dawn of time, I believe. I mean, he's been using this variation for so long.
If time dawned in April 2015.
Yeah. I think he's been playing really well, though. He's definitely a player that has just simply got better and better. And again, the transition onto PlayStation 4 is the only reason Irish Mantis is able to play. He didn't play Xbox One. He didn't own an Xbox One, which is why he was unable to play Season 1 and 2. But going into PlayStation 4 has opened up a door for so many players, Irish Mantis being no exception. So to kick off Grand Finals of the ESL Mortal Kombat X Pro League, on the EU side, we have PXP, Foxy Grandpa versus Irish Mantis. Melina versus Stunt Double.
Now, Irish Mantis is in a good situation regardless of what happens here, because he's bagged himself at least 75 points. He had 50 before, so 125. That puts him above Vladdy. He is currently the fourth highest point-earning player in the EU League. He's looking really good at going to the season finals right now, and starts off with an NJP. Foxy Grandpa jumps in. Very uncharacteristic, but Irish Mantis just reads him completely.
Yeah, he's going to get the doubles right there, so here we go.
Oh, he tries to whip punish. Oh, just a little bit too short, but doesn't get himself punished in return. Now, this is what we saw last time. The throw techs from Irish Mantis were incredible.
Oh, and there we go, that 50-50, which is almost 100% hit rate on that.
At least so far.
Still anyone's round. Gets the forward three, has nothing to convert off it though, so Foxy going to go for the back one too. Catches the whiff punish, and that's going to be big damage in the corner. Irish Mantis can't afford to get hit by the next mix-up.
Now, I like the use of Foxy doing forward two in situations where he would normally back 1-2, because the forward 2 catches low profiling normals, and the back 1-2 can be low profile by certain things. So I like that adjustment, because he knows he's fighting Cage. He's going to have to fight the down 4. How does he deal with it? And forward 2 is his answer.
Always going to go in, catch that. On block would have been a good situation, but on hit, full combo. Nice stagger, but Foxy ready. Definitely watching those previous matches, catching Irish Mantis staggering all kinds of things to try and use that double timer. Now, this is pretty bad for Irish Mantis because Foxy's sitting on 3 bars. Doesn't get it. No! Tries to punish, but does it too early. It is going to whiff, but there we go. Full punish. Foxy having to break.
Now, wow, catches him crouching. That's going to be wonderful for Irish Mantis. If he doesn't drop this good situation, forces him to block. Not quite.
No conversion on Foxy. He's going to counter poke. He's going to catch it, but nothing to convert. Oh, wow! Nice. round 2, Irish Madness.
Uses his last bar. You can tell Foxy was waiting for him to go for the double so he could punish it. So Irish Madness just responds with the uppercut.
Oh, not going to punish it. Tries to punish it again, but I think the standing one, that's definitely a weird hitbox thing. Madness is going to have to try and punish with something else because that's whiffing too often.
I mean, even if it's something like forward 3 into nut punch, just something to take damage away for those rolls, because that's now 2. That's 2 full combos Irish Madness should be able to take away.
Irish Madness very timid to go in, jumps right as Foxy commits. Gonna get tagged. Irish Madness definitely not ready for that to connect. Is gonna get the reversal, has no bar. Foxy once again getting the forward dash, making the grab whiff.
Must be so careful. Low on life, but this is one combo away from evening it out. Gets himself the doubles, doesn't punish, but catches him crouching. Gonna approach a breaker though. Opposite it as soon as possible, doesn't want anything dealing with it.
Here come the plus frames. More plus frames, not ready to confirm. Foxy tries the meatless roll. Here we go, Madness has to make this one count. And that's going to be a clean end to game number 1. Irish Madness 1-0 up on Foxy Grandpa.
Now, Foxy does not normally play that dangerous. Now, I think the fact that he got away with the rolls earlier on made him think he could do it there. But Irish Madness made the adjustment, still punishing with 1-1, but times it correctly this time to make it work.
He got the punish. I mean, that's actually one of the things. It's very easy to see. I mean, we actually see it in the North American play, right? When Saltface does a roll and some people punish it, people are like, wow, how can you not punish that? It's kind of weird. I mean, she goes into a very strange animation when she does the ball roll. She has got punishable frames. She's very unsafe, but some of those frames count her as airborne. And because she's such a small little roll hitbox, sometimes if you do the punish too early, it will actually whiff entirely, and that's what we saw with the 2 standing ones that both whiffed, even though they should have connected fully. But Madness is going to take game 1.
He played super well in that game. Gets himself the first hit, that's huge. Gets himself some clones, and that's another punish. Irish Madness ready for it. Uses the bar, bigger damage coming in right here. How much is this going to do?
Big damage, and it's going to use up that timer. Once again, Irish Madness goes in. Oh, gets the whiff. Was that an intentional neutral duck? Oh no, the accidental stance change. I don't know what that was about.
Something I'd do.
That is definitely something that you would do.
Give him some good situation though. Oh, tries to space back 1-2 out, catches him trying to press buttons, and that's going to be another hit on the forward 3. Oh no, but he won't get it 3 times. Bites off a little bit more than he can chew, and Foxy's going to make him pay big time, 35% damage for it.
Foxy sitting on a lot of bar to potentially kill him right now. Not looking good for Irish Madness. Nice throw tech though. Oh, tagged. And he's stuck on that grid once again. Foxy gets the delayed telekick just to cement round number 1.
But both players looking at an X-ray right now. This is quite big. I mean, obviously we've got a lot of nut punch potential here. Meteor burn force ball, not quite sure. We haven't seen that from him a lot of time. I know there are universal options for that, but Foxy has a breaker. He's got more 50-50s, like just a lot of options with the bar.
Oh, nice down 3. That's one of the strengths of the back 1-2 mix-up. Down 3, outspeeding almost anything. And unfortunately, Irish Madness not really getting the chance to clone up. There we go. He's going to get 2, but he has to make it count. A nice throw tech. Very, very difficult for both these guys to throw each other. Foxy not challenging it. A little bit of a bait right there. Madness thinking Foxy might finally challenge it there. And again, 100% hit rate on that 50-50.
I mean, Foxy's just amazing at reading your opponent. So as soon as you put a 50-50 into the hands of a player like this, it's so dangerous.
That was a much cleaner second game. I mean, Madness just looked a little bit uncomfortable. I think Foxy was definitely a lot more commanding in the neutral right there.
But that's what Foxy does. That is his specialty.
But very, very crucially, I think Madness just didn't really get any opportunities to go for the stunt double clones. I mean, he just didn't have the chance to do it.
Johnny Cage, Milena.
But I think that really is going to be the core of this matchup is when he gets the doubles available, he can really enforce some threat. But without them, he's kind of limited in the amount of pressure he can enforce, especially when Foxy's been like interrupting staggers with standing normals into full combos. I think he's just going to be really careful. If he can get the doubles, he has to be really careful in his approach, but can really make the most out of them. It's just a question of whether Foxy's going to let him do it.
Now Foxy did have a very commanding game. Too nice. Trying to challenge the trip guard right there with empty jump into shadow kick. Oh, gets the jump kick.
Oh, and another throw, Irish Madness. Wonderful. Probably thrown Foxy more times in this round alone than he has been in the Pro League up until this point.
Oh no, there we go. Nice delay there for Madness. He's actually really starting to refine the punish timing on that ball roll.
I mean, he's adjusted to it. He's eating a few sides here. Oh wow, that was a nice trade for him.
Oh no, Foxy not respecting it. I think Madness, again, just not ready for Foxy to get hit by that. Oh, and that's one of the things that Foxy always does. When he's on the brink of defeat, he will just do something really, really reckless right there.
And there's the 50-50 full punish. Ouch, Irish Madness takes round 1 of game 3.
Good block right there, crucial. If he didn't block that, Foxy could have definitely taken that round.
Oh wow, point blank low side. If Irish Madness got the block, he could do some serious damage.
That's definitely a good trade for Madness just to get those doubles. Oh, Foxy just slapping him around the face, challenging that advance. Empty jump again into armor. Smart play by Irish Mantis.
Really impressed right now with how this guy's playing. Actually, back 1-2. Oh, forward dash into throw. I mean, 12%, not too much, but going to chip away. Catches a 4-3. Don't drop this, Madness. No, he does not.
Opts to go for the nut punch. Here come the plus frames. Oh, there's the interrupt from Foxy. That was an interesting decision. I wonder if it would have gone through the straight as well.
I don't think it would have. I'm not sure. I'm pretty certain the straight is a block string. I don't know for sure, but I don't think we see Irish Mantis go to it so often if there wasn't some way of making it safe.
I'm
but
sure
no, nice round.
we might find out later on in the set. Interesting reversal though, just to go through that.
Oh, tries to punish, doesn't get it. Oh, but we'll get this though. Foxy Grandpa, no break available. Has it now. Is he going to use it? Yes, as soon as possible.
That's a good trade there for Madness just to get those doubles on deck. Gets the standing one. Here comes the plus frames. Again, Foxy gets the raw ball roll.
Meterless roll for that as well. Didn't even use the bar. We need to see Madness stop going for that as soon as possible.
Uh-oh, that's a full confirm. And it's looking really good for Foxy right now. And that's going to be a dangerous restand if Irish Madness gets hit by the next setup.
Oh, wow! No! Do not drop this, Madness. Do not drop this. Your life depends on it.
Oh, he's going to get good damage. He's going to get the restand. Oh no, and he gets it! Not alive! Still alive!
Oh, and the down one. Wow.
Now, that was dangerous. Spending both bars on it and banking on what happens next. Foxy definitely could have pulled that back, but Mantis on the verge of winning. And again, these 4 players that have been so dominant, the final player left standing in week 4 is 1 game away from getting ticked off that list. And Mantis reigning supreme in week 4.
Is Mantis going to be the final man to put the final nail in the 4 players of the ESL Apocalypse coffin? 3 of them are gone. Madzin's out.
Maybe.
Sonic Fox is out. Scar is out. Foxy remains, and he is at 1 game away from going down. Could week 4 be the week that everyone's predictions just go through the window?
We'll have to wait and see.
Oh, he starts off strong with a 4-3. Oh, there's the fuzzy. Foxy doesn't get hit by it. Oh, wow, max damage. Oh, no, he drops it.
Oh no, he's going to tag him. That could have been a costly drop. But speaking of costly drops, also from Foxy. Oh, there's the reversal.
Good block. Foxy, a big fan of leaving that at the second hit. Does keep himself safe. Another clutch throw tech.
Oh, nice hit confirmed there from Foxy though. I mean, Irish Man is kind of freezing up a little bit, letting Foxy kind of run wild.
Oh, doesn't get this tech though. Oh, no, catches a 4-3.
Hang on a minute. Hang on a minute. This could be everything he needs.
Enough chip? Enough chip damage!
There we go! Tournament point for Irish Mantis. He has a bar ready. This could be all he needs.
Oh, wow, gets hit by the ball roll. Not quite sure why Foxy's opted to go for that, but retaliates with his own armor. Gets the plus frames from Foxy again with the reversal. This match is so aggressive.
Both players again are on verge of having 1 bar each, so we could see another explosive set.
Good trade for Mantis. Not too bad. Oh, low side does connect.
Foxy's definitely not going to make this easy for him. He goes for the overhead, is going to get it. Foxy's going to be good defense.
Oh, expects the armor, gets the down 4. Nice throw tech from Foxy, keeps himself safe. There's the ball roll. Nice punish. Gets a restand, goes to the breaker, keeps himself in, but 1 more touch, 1 more combo from Mantis, and Foxy is going to go down. So close.
If Mantis catches him 1 more time, it's going to be game over. Foxy not ready for the hit confirm. This could be everything. He's going to get the confirm. Irish Mantis, 1-2, 1-2, into the nut punch. Irish Mantis is going to take Foxy Grandpa and win week 4 of the EU ESL Mortal Kombat X Pro League.
Final titan of the ESL MKX Pro League has fallen at the final hurdle. Irish Mantis absolutely shakes everything out, and we have lost Madsen this week. Foxy's gone down this week. Sonic Fox is down for NA. Scar is down for NA, and they have all lost in week 4. I mean, I'm not getting hype. I mean, I am getting hype, but like seeing my friends lose always sucks to a degree. But Irish Mantis deserves this so much. Playing out of his mind, absolutely out of his mind.
Irish Mantis takes out Yuppei, getting into top 8, takes out Madsen, round 1, and in grand finals, 3-1. Foxy Grandpa taking week 4. What a win. This was so crucial.
Has a player in EU ESL for Season 3 ever had such an impressive path to first place? Oh, he's backed himself 100 points. 100 points.
Not on the international side. Players have come, I mean, Wound Cowboy, for example, during Season 2 of North America had a really hard path for some weeks and pulled it through and took some of those wins, taking out players like Sonic Fox in Grand Finals. But internationally, I mean, Irish Madness, the 2 top dogs of the EU Pro League was Foxy and Madsen. Madness has taken out both this week and is now your champion. What a way to tighten up the halfway point. I mean, the halfway point's done. This is now officially marking, for our side of the bracket, the halfway mark of the Pro League. We have 4 more weeks to go, and Mantis, from Ireland, funnily enough, is going to take this week.
Now, not only did he defeat these players in the Pro League, offline, since the launch of Mortal Kombat X last year, Foxy, Grandpa, and Madsen have been the 2 most dominant international players, European players at the very least. Outside of NA, they have been the most successful players around, and he just defeated them both in the same tournament, in a 3 out of 5 setting, convincingly.
I mean, every week is a major. Every week is a major of the ESL Pro League. So many good players, world-class players entering every single week. In their hundreds, now we're on PlayStation 4. Irish Madness has taken this week's major.
Absolutely incredible. Now, please tell me Twitter has some things to say about this.
Well, no one called that. Everybody was expecting Foxy to win, but now they're all shocked. Falcon says, Mantis, you word beast. Mantis,
Word beast.
I don't know what to say. Crazy McButton, Mantis did it for Ireland. We must have a national celebration. But I also have a good couple of questions for you guys that I think would be an excellent way to top 8. Swanky Jack wants to know, if you're thinking of picking up the game, who is the best character to start with to learn the core mechanics of the game?
Stunt double Johnny Cage.
I mean, Stunt Double Cage is a bit complicated at first. I mean, obviously, Scorpion and Sub-Zero, your normal go-to guys. I think Cryomancer Sub-Zero is always quite a safe go-to, because a degree of safety, you've got things that cater well to MKX. You've got your 50-50s, you've got nice meterless launchers and stuff like that. But basically, I would go with what you're comfortable with. You know, play through the story mode, see, because the story mode makes you play with a large amount of characters. So go through the story mode, see what characters you enjoy the most, and then sort of go into some single fights from there and see what you think.
And I believe you guys at home have one final chance to play for that pro player kit in our giveaway. So would you like to give the link for that?
You do indeed. If you want to be within a chance of winning the lovely pro player kit, which includes that lovely Scorpion skin that everybody wants, you can go to esl.gg/MKXComp and register and enter there. And we do have a winning statement from Irish Mantis. He says, "This is the best moment of my life. Thanks to letters from MU, it's the birth of a madman."
That is obviously, that's going to be one man, 3 letters, who is an Irish player who's been playing Melina for quite a long time, who definitely would have been the player that gave Irish Mantis that matchup experience. A little bit of trivia. That's what MU means, matchup.
I mean,
matchup
honestly, I think, I mean, just in general, shout-outs to the Irish Mortal Kombat scene. They've been going as long as the rest of Europe since 2011 for Mortal Kombat 9. They've always had decent players. They just haven't really had the numbers or the exposure of the rest of Europe, but they've always been talented guys. And Irish Mantis comes out strong for him. Hopefully he can continue this reign of terror in week 5. I mean, if he can do this twice, then I'll be even more impressed than I am right now. But huge shout-outs to Irish Mantis. Well done in your first phase today, mate. Enjoy your points, enjoy your prize money. One step closer to the season finals.
This was the hardest earned EU win, for sure. Taking out the 2 beasts, Madsen and Foxy, in 1 week. I mean, he's taken out Vladdy 7R before in the Cage Mirror. This guy is undeniably the Lord of Cage when it comes to the EU Pro League. I mean,
and it's stunt double. It's not even A-list. It's stunt double.
Dedication goes a long way, my friend. I mean, Sorcerer, that is kind of just proving that if you play one variation, it works all day. I think we've had a really, really strong week.
I mean, this has been a phenomenal night of games. Don't go anywhere, guys. NA will be kicking off in just a few hours, but they've got a top 8 just as packed full of good players. Do not go anywhere. Thank you for joining us tonight. Again, congratulations to everyone that made top 8. Hopefully you guys enjoyed watching, and we will see you all next week.